Hey everybody, welcome to ZealZaddy. I'm Scott, my pronouns are he, him, and this is Elixia. This is Season 2, Episode 30, entitled The Lure of Family. We have, let me get to my follows first. So follow us while you're here, because we are looking to hit that 300 followers mark. Give us a follow everywhere at ZealZaddy. So that's Twitter, Twitch, obviously, Instagram, Facebook, not TikTok yet. I mean, we have TikTok, but I'm still waiting out to get the real name. Maybe soon enough. And you can also visit our website, ZealZaddy.com, to get things like reviews of other products, information on this campaign and other campaigns. And we have a section with some of our community favorites, things. People that do things like make cool dice or cool art, things like that. We release products over on DriveThruRPG and on our Patreon. We do one a week. Last week was, God, there's so many so fast. Last week was, I gotta look it up because I'm thinking of the wrong one, and I have the wrong mouse. That won't help. Oh yeah, it was a long one. The Cult of Baal and the Ziggurat of Badashar. I knew it was a really crazy long one. It is all about a cult, and the NPCs are fleshed out in it. Everyone from the high priest down to the singer of their religious songs. We're also a partner with Only Crits Dice. If you go to Only Crits, use the code ZealZaddy, you can save 12% on your dice there. I'll drop a link in the chat in a little while. I think you need to use that link to get the benefit. And then finally, we're a partner with UO Publishing, who we use a lot of their stuff. Mama Bardusa is a UO Publishing licensed product, which we love, and several other things. The cantina that they go to is part of them. So they make a lot of really great stuff. Definitely check them out. They have a great Patreon. I think it's like $3 to get like everything a month, and everything is a lot of things. All right, let's bring everybody on. Let's start today with, well, let's go with Jazz.
That's me. Hi guys, I'm Jazz. I go by they, them, and she, her. I'm feeling particularly they, them today. You can find me everywhere at Cinderscoria. On Twitter is usually where I'm most active. I also have a Tumblr. I think those are my only social media accounts. Wait. I should probably work on that. I play Jada, our Warforged sorcerer / fighter, who is realizing some things about their past, mostly that they did not fail in their original mission, which is to say their charge, the Prince of Sakor, actually lived instead of died after being yanked from their arms, and that their mentor is still alive somehow, or the creator is still alive somehow. So that's something to dissect, but much later. And as always, I'm happy to be here. I'm a little sleepy.
All right.
Good morning.
Let's hop up to Natalie.
Yes, hello. My name is Natalie. I go by Ghost Candle on most places of the internet, where I talk and share about my art and things I do in D&D and tabletop. Twitter is the best place to find me, where I announce all that kind of stuff, as well as Ko-Fi, which is ko-fi.com/ghostcandle, where you can buy emotes from my shop, which I update weekly. This month has been Genasi's. I released Fire Genasi last week. This week will be Water, so be on the lookout for that, as well as other random things. Like I got my Voidling Rice, which Scott has told me he's going to use at some point, so super excited. Check it out. It's my first racial homebrew thing. Would love to hear what people think about it, which is leading to future stuff, because there's always stuff on the brain, always stuff being made. But other than that, tonight I am playing Desis, our druid, Circle the Stars, with a little bit of warlock in her, And we both use she, they pronouns.
All right, nice. Blake.
Hello, everybody. I am Blake. You can find me on Twitter at Blake C. Francis, and you can also find me in some random indie magazines. Most recently, I send you reviews of 2021 summer issue. So, but I think it's sold out, so never mind. You probably can. But I forgot to mention last time, though, please still keep supporting your library. If you haven't got a library card yet, get one, because you have the opportunity to. They're free, and why not? I mean, who doesn't want to read a book and have to pay for it? So definitely check that out, but don't drop libraries on friends, because friends that can kill people. So don't drop any libraries. I'm playing. Yeah, thank you. Actually, acquaintances. I misspoke. But yeah, I'm playing Hipley Amberwater, who hasn't slept, and it's getting offers from another patron from weird, creepy tiger people who jump out of windows that don't exist. So he's having a day. He's having a morning. But yeah, otherwise I'm excited to play. So yeah, excited to be here with the rest of these fine folks who I'll say for today are friends for now, but we'll see if that lasts.
We're all friends here. Tiffany, are we friends or acquaintances?
You're my friend. Hi, I'm Tiffany. I play Cerridwen Sagewynd. She is the bard of the party. She found her long lost son after being apart from him for 30 years, but since he's a Firbolg, he's a teenager. And so she's figuring out what that relationship is like. And as from what I do personally, I run my own campaign called Dungeon Damsels. That's my Twitter, is Dungeon_Damsels. And we do a campaign that's female-centric with a lot of focus on the relationships and NPCs. So if you're into that, you can check us out. And this game, I think it focuses more on plot and figuring out the puzzle personally. I know there's lots of RP too, but you should stick around and watch us because we're great and we got a lot of good dynamics. And Scott's a great DM.
Am I blushing as I should? I think I feel it. Thank you. All right. Morgan.
Oh, what's up, everybody? I'm Morgan with My Fun Mondays.
What? That was not a what's up, everybody that is approved. You have to kick it up a notch.
I'm sorry. I'm fighting. For the record, I am fighting kidney stone. So,
yeah, that's true.
What's up, everybody? I am Morgan with My Flayed Mondays. My pronouns are he, him. I play Vesryn Magic, the party wizard. I'm like I said, I'm the founder of My Flayed Mondays. We are a group of professional dungeon masters who run games for clients, and I also have t-shirts on Amazon, and we have thank you. We also have
I'm wearing one. Scott's wearing mine. Sorry.
Yeah, we also have content on the CM's Guild as well, so check us out. And we also have a podcast. We actually just dropped our first episode of it's a one shot, and it's part one of 3 parts of We Be Goblins, that is run by our very own Jonesy, who is a DM for Hard Knock Dice. He is a player in my podcast campaign, and it was crazy. We were all goblins, and I got to tell you, it was a very wild adventure. So part 1 is out right now, so go check it out. And with that, as always, I'm just really, really happy to be here playing with this wonderful group of people, even with a kidney stone. So if I'm wincing, that's why.
If you have to rush to the bathroom and you come back looking refreshed, we know what happened. All right. So anybody want to drop a recap, a quick one? I don't think it was all that complicated last week, but maybe it was.
Well, we started with initiative.
That's true.
As Jada encountered a individual with tuft ears and 2 of their companions, which I'll leave that up to them to describe.
Oh yeah. This individual had the same type of weapons that Jada remembers the people who attacked their kingdom had, or at least were the enemies of their kingdom way back when. So a quick scuffle happened where Vesryn was alerted to Jada's plight due to a Oh
Familiar.
no. What's your
Soul.
familiar's name? Soul?
So
So
Thank you. I was gonna say Solon, and I was like, I know that's not right. Due to Soul, who also very quickly helped out Jada, because Jada took one look at these people and bolted.
Yeah.
The smart thing.
Did the smart thing.
Very smart.
Realized that they were going to be ineffective, and ran. They were joined by the rest of the party, who quickly, more or less,
Well, you know,
prove their mettle.
someone didn't hold a dimension door open for everybody, so some of us had to run.
Maybe not as
Vesryn came
quickly.
galloping in
Oh, yes,
on a
yes.
horse.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Jesus was the horse. I opened a portal. I hopped through it. Apley ran.
We tried to run.
You can fly. Sorry.
To clarify, ran to the fight, not away.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Despite the fact that we had numbers on our side, we were still ineffective against this guy person.
And Vesryn even busted out banishment, or what do you call that?
Banishment.
Banishment, yeah.
Banishment, and that didn't even like.
Didn't even work.
They disappeared for a minute.
Well, okay, it worked. It was ultimately, well, it wasn't useless. It was very good. It was a good move. We got to regroup, and then we had a nice conversation with this person, whose name I'm forgetting.
It's Chandran.
Chandran.
Yeah.
Chandran.
Who was oddly really polite,
Thank you,
but
note
still
takers.
really
Threatening.
yeah, in a polite
Mhm.
way.
Yeah.
So there were 3 people that attacked Jada. One was the leader, Chandran, and he had 2 lackeys. One lackey died because I think
Desus
Desus
kicked
yeah,
it.
Desus
Horse
like,
kick.
horse
Bam.
kicked him in the face. So
Don't approach a horse from behind.
you can die. Like really, you can. Anyway, and the other guy's name is Andor, and we Jada tied him up, and then with their rope dart, and then Cerridwen came over and tied him up with the other rope so the rope dart could be free, and then just sat on this guy because she was like, I don't know, I guess I'll just sit on him. And we Chandran wanted to talk to Jada alone, so we're like, okay, I guess. And so Jada talked to Chandran alone, and basically Chandran was like, do you want to explain it since it's your scene?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Chandran was like, you have magic that was stolen from my master, patron, something like that. Boss. Yeah. That your creator stole. And then they were basically like, yeah, we'll leave you alive for now. Maybe we can get you and your creator at the same time. And you can say your goodbyes to your friends, essentially leaving no room for discussion about whether Jada wanted to be stripped of their magic or not.
Right.
Especially since that magic seems to be the thing that is keeping them alive. So,
Yeah. We clarified that.
yeah.
Jada will die if the magic's removed.
I mean,
Yeah.
he said, but if he said whatever happens, like if you don't, it's fine. You know, he just wants the magic back. And he said whatever else happens, you know.
Yeah, but I was also like, oh, all of these other, golden ones that you killed, that you took the magic from, did any of them survive?
He's
They're like,
nope.
no.
Hmm.
So, that's not encouraging. Yeah. And then Jada let him walk away.
Yeah, and we
Or vice versa.
Or vice versa.
yeah,
I'm
they,
not
they
sure
departed from each other. We questioned the lackey and Andrin.
Andor.
Andor, yeah. Andor, and he told us just he kind of just solidified what we already knew. It turns out he's just kind of low on the totem pole. And then
Did we keep him alive?
Yeah, we
I thought
let
we
him
let
go.
him
Yeah.
go. Oh.
Yeah. He wasn't a threat anymore, so we just let him go.
Yeah, essentially that the ones he follows is the King of the East, which are include
Kings
powerful
of the
tiger
East.
kings of the East. Sorry, Kings of the East, which are have some powerful tiger men, as we were told,
Mhm.
and they were mortal enemies of the Sphinx,
Yes.
which is an interesting concept there.
we go back to we went back to the bathhouse to try to figure out a plan on what to do next. Talk about possibly getting new weapons. Desus and I have a splash battle.
Taliesin found holes on Jada.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but they're supposed to be there.
they're supposed to be there.
And they're not leaky.
He's just observant. While that was happening, Hipley had a visitor.
I think.
Oh,
Can anyone hear Tiffany? I can't.
Tiffany, your sound went down.
I think your sound cut.
There we go.
Yep.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Hipley decided to take a nap, and
Hey, it was a long day.
I mean, yeah, I don't blame you. I wanted a nap. So, and you had a visitor. Do you want to?
Yeah,
Talk about
just a friendly neighborhood tiger man came inside. Was like, hey, and it got me too because like at the time, out of character, like Jay was gonna come. I was like, oh, it's just Jada. It's cool. And then Tiger Rat comes in the room, like claw on the chest.
Rip.
And he's like, he was like, your Sphinx guy, like he's old news. Like they're old, they're dying out. If you want real power, come with us. Like I do is like, just like say something. I think I just have to like just tell them like, okay, just agree to something. And he left a claw on my chest and hopped out of a window, which wasn't even there because there's no windows here. So. Yeah, and then Jada came in and was like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, and came in and explained like what happened to you, and you gave Cerridwen the claw.
And Mama
and we went to
Bardusa.
Hipley's room. We went to Hipley's room to investigate, and that was where we did.
The one note is Mama Bardusa did tell us what she believes that person was.
Oh yeah, I asked. Cerridwen went to introduce Taliesin to Mama Bardusa because Mama wanted to meet him, basically. And then Dwyn asked Mama Bardusa, have you heard of this? And like we encountered this kind of like tiger man and Mama said, oh, I think it's a Rakshasa. And I was like, oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so I came and went back to the group, told them that, and now we're investigating Hipley's room.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're all in Hipley's room. And nothing seems to be out of place. I think...
I was kind of
Jesus
behind.
was
I was gonna...
Yeah,
'cause
I
he
was
leading the
rushing
way.
up first because I had a thought.
Yep. You get there first then. Outside of Jada. Jada was there already.
Yeah. And after what happened in my room, I just kind of look. Hipley, where was this window that you said?
It was on the wall. I mean, there's no window. I mean, it was there. It was, like it goes to the spot. Like it was something that was there. But it's not. I don't know.
Okay, that's
was
fine.
in the
Just
spot.
point to it and
That spot.
as he gestures, I go and start like pulling the mirrors off to check in behind them.
Okay.
I'll assist you.
Well, there are a lot of mirrors in Mama Bardusa's establishment. They're all over the place. So as you're looking at the mirrors, they seem to all be fairly large in here. The ones on the walls, there aren't paintings so much as there are mirrors. And so what do you do with the mirrors as you take them off? Like what?
So for me, I'm trying to investigate to see if there's any symbols, anything on them, because the mirror that I broke in my dream had that collection of seashells on it that kind of matched the imagery that was in my dream. So I want to see if maybe that mirror in the direction of that window, maybe it might have some sort of symbolism that might connect to something.
So the only way to tell is to take the mirror out of the frame because it was the backing paper to it.
Yeah. Well, I'll do so. If I can do it without breaking it, I will do so.
Okay.
I'll help you hold it.
Okay.
All right. So when you take it out, there is, as before, a backing paper, but the one that you had seen had seashells on it, right? This one has instead 3 little lines that are parallel, and they're thinner at the top and bottom. Fairly long.
I kind of like point to it to everyone else as I shift it.
Yeah, and they're in a pattern. There's a bunch of them like that. Just like there were with the shells.
And it looks like little kitten marks, doesn't it?
Maybe claw marks. Perhaps.
Hmm.
It's not ripped. It's like inked
not-
or
Right,
stained.
it's like it's art on it.
Interesting.
Like it's printed. Not printed, this is not really printed like that. But like that, yes.
Maybe we should talk to Mama about security.
We gotta go to the. We gotta go to that to the desert, wherever was this Catus Zaphia, whatever that Sphinx, the head Sphinx.
Yeah.
Need to, at least I need to. I don't know if you guys want to join, but I'm sick of not knowing. So
I go where you go.
Well, we were planning on reaching out in the morning to Jada's creator to see where they are. Maybe we can figure out a rendezvous. But we also need to find some place where we can arm up with magical weapons. Because if these things are going to be pursuing us, we need to be able to defend ourselves more properly.
well, if that Sphinx, if that's our natural enemy, couldn't the head Sphinx? Shouldn't he be able to do something about that? If he's really like the head Sphinx.
I mean, are
I
they
feel
going to
like-
drop us right at the Sphinx door? If not, we're going to have to travel, which means we're open to being attacked. Which means I'd rather be armed before going on that trip.
Do you know of any magical item stores that's going to have the items that we need just to vanquish everything? I mean,
No, I just need something that's magical. Hopefully that will be a little bit stronger and be able to deal with things that resist regular weapons.
like,
But what we just fought,
Like a +1 sword.
That's too meta.
plus
out of
mobile.
character,
Point to
above
psychic
game,
damage.
like a +1 weapon or something. Anything that's a magical weapon. In game, or just a magical blade of some sort. But I don't know personally, but maybe Mama Badusa, with all of her locations and connections, might know of some places where we might be able to find what we need.
But,
There's
I
also
guess.
that one guy, Bjorn. Can ask him.
Oh, the one.
We met that wizard while we're here. He doesn't seem like the type that would have what we need.
He's the one we
Well, I
hassled
mean-
with, right? Or is that?
It's a fair assumption, but he's about the only purveyor of magical items in the area. That's why I brought him up.
Yes.
I feel our track with magic items. I mean, like the mask and like the other stuff. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like sure we get some sort of powerful, but at what cost? So I mean, what if it's like the mask? And it's like yes, it's super strong, and the next thing you know,
Well, usually,
I mean,
usually
to be
business is
fair,
best.
most magic items aren't like that.
And Taliesin,
No,
standing at the door, says to you, I have a magic dagger, and it's not something bad. Some magic seems to be good, and some seems to be bad.
Oh, you haven't given it to Jada yet.
Oh, but maybe he did give it to you. I think he did. Oh, Jada has a dagger.
I think he did.
That's
Jada
magical.
has
Some
Probably
magic
put
is
that
good.
in my
Blah, blah, blah.
inventory. Hold on.
I'm
Well,
just
either
gonna
way.
do a quick look over in with detect magic and examine the backing of the paper. Just
It is
cover all the
magical.
magical paper. Okay.
Able to sense what kind?
It is abjuration. Yep. I know, not what you expected.
do you
Seems
say
we
this
need
out
to
loud?
have.
So like the wallpaper. So like the
The
wallpaper. I'm
backing
sorry.
paper to the mirror.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like, if you ask me, like these mirrors sort of see things, and then if something happens, then it kind of makes a record of what it was. And that's the way she points to like the backing of the paper. She's like, oh, that's what I think it is. I mean, a bunch of seashells were on the back of the other paper, and now we got claw marks on this one. So maybe it's some sort of security.
I mean, it didn't really. I don't know if the security is the right word. I mean, it's that dude. He walked in
Hipley
pretty
had
easily.
blood on him.
Yeah.
You almost
It's more like
I mean, I think.
um
Yeah, the
security in the sense of like
claws.
observation.
But you're right, though. I mean, we should talk. We need to talk to Mama Reduced about this. I mean, I feel as guests we shouldn't be getting attacked by any kind of tiger people. And we're just sleeping, you know.
True. Sorry.
Speaking of, coming in from outside is Mama Bardusa. I heard there was some sort of a ruckus in here. Is everyone okay?
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Uh,
sometimes you just got clawed in the chest, but you know just normal stuff. Claws in
By-
the chest, things
by whom?
popping out of windows.
We'll throw them out right away.
He jumped out of the window, so it's.
I'll make a small I have minor illusion. Okay, I'll make a small minor illusion of Chandran and be like this. Well, he looks like this.
And Dwayne, I think you have the claw too. If we can
Yeah, I got this.
Let me get my dice.
actually like a nice little claw mark, like you see, you know, just.
Perhaps it was in your mind that he visited you, which is why he was able to jump out of a window that wasn't there.
I mean, I don't normally think about tiger people, but I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't normally dream about tiger people.
I'm not saying it was your dream. I'm saying maybe he entered your mind. I mean, he's already
And-
shown capabilities of doing similar things, talking with you in your heads. Yes.
She looks at your illusion. I've not seen this fellow here. I see you're taking apart my mirrors, though.
yeah, we had concerns. Do you remember when I had that weird dream and there was broken mirror that had seashells on it some time back? I guess that would have been 2 years ago to you.
Yeah, the mirrors capture information on who has done magics that I know should not be done here, so that I can then create. Then I have someone who will make wards that will warn me of re-entry by these people.
Okay, well, then I point to the
Oh.
backing of the mirror. This is what we found based on what Hipley has experienced.
How often does something like this happen? I mean,
It's rare. Very few people get in and can
I mean-
do things in here that go uncaught by the staff.
it's just weird. I mean, it happened to Desus, happened to me. There's like not many of us, and it happened.
Perhaps
I don't-
it's all of you that are attracting this.
We do attract a lot of chaos.
Most of my guests are not attracting dangerous clientele like this, but
And to be fair,
I'm
most
okay
of
with it. As long
most
as
of
you
your clientele
survive
probably
and you're
don't hunt
okay.
down hags or
Right.
open up portals for 2 years or welcome assassins. That
Yeah,
also-
we're a very impressive group, I suppose.
Strong word.
Doing-
I
It's
was
just
not a
nodding.
part of the 2-year thing. Okay, I was out, so not included. I was under
Vesryn
the weather.
tells us, says, I forgot to tell Jada what the dagger does. Do you want to tell them and maybe drop
Yes.
in Discord because you have it?
Well,
I
actually,
don't like to look it up.
made it. I'm not sure if you have access to my stuff, like my things that I made, but I made it. If you look on your equipment, look up KRIS of True Black. See if it pops up for you
Let me see.
under equipment.
Madam Bardusa, do you have a doorway to What is that place that Caddis is from? Or the head sphinx? I think because he gave us the location. I can't remember. I thought I wrote it down, but
They
I
are
didn't.
in the desert of. There's somewhere I just read it to.
Is that it?
Katas.
Okay, because I had that down there. I thought it was
Katas.
part of his name, but that makes more sense.
Katas.
Katas. I thought it was part of his name, but that makes more sense. Okay, because I
So
had that
they
written
have
down.
a really long name that starts with a Z.
I just call him Z. That's what Hipley just Z.
Jada, did you find it?
I got it.
It's loading. My computer is very slow.
Okay, I dropped it in.
Thank you.
Can you get us to Katas? Can you? Is there a?
I have no facilities that far east. That is beyond where I've ever traveled or been able to make arrangements. And I'm not sure I'd want to go that far without intermediate facilities between.
Well, that's great.
What's the furthest east that you have, Mama?
Yeah, we'll try if we can get. My transportation are silly.
Hold on, let me see more of the map. Second. Titus, which is further north, also. Both
Okay.
North and east of here, but north and west of Katas. Katas is. There's not a lot there, from what I've heard.
Well, apparently there's something
everything
major there.
And I don't know everything.
Of course, he's somewhere way far out. Of course.
What about
Well, give us.
what about a location that might welcome us with a store with magical weapons and such? We want to better arm ourselves.
A store?
with this.
You need
Or a
you
location
need someone
or
who
somebody-
can enchant a weapon.
Well, that as well. Yes, even that.
Well, we have that on the island.
Oh. Well,
They're
Oh.
old, and they have not done a magical item in a long time, but they're capable if you have the money and some time. By the way, I have your money.
Oh, that would be nice to have.
Yeah.
what do you mean old? I mean the way you said it. I mean, are they? What is?
It's a smithing couple that they're old.
So they haven't worked for a while, is what you're saying.
They do
Retired.
They do lighter things now, but they used to make some amazing artistic pieces from metals. I don't know if
Oh.
they're still doing that.
Well, maybe we can inspire them.
On a different note, I was wondering if you could either bring Saren here or send my mother back home.
Yes, Saren's on her way.
And do you know when Saren's gonna be here?
Yes, today.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that solves that problem. How's she getting here? Your ways?
I have ways.
Mama is so magical.
She's just like, all right, whatever works. You know, it's just okay. Great.
To see
Well,
them
what are
about...
the?
Yes.
Sorry, what are the names of this couple?
Rosalba and her wife Persis. They are... They've been here much longer than many other people.
Okay.
All right, we'll go see this couple. And where do they live on the island?
And she tells you where they are.
All right.
They're
Perfect.
not in this. They're not in the city. They're outside the city. They have a a small home with some woods.
Mhm.
You'll know it when you get close.
Okay, we'll have to go there. Anyone else got questions?
I think that's it for me for now.
Yeah.
Do you know how to kill a cat? Mom used to do you know how to take out a cat? By any chance how to?
There's just kind of this like look.
Yeah.
Jesus and I share a
Okay,
look. We're like,
well, a cat like what Dwayne just showed. The cat that Dwayne just not.
A tiger man. A tiger
man
man. Person. Individual.
In general, just cats.
I
No.
don't know.
Okay, remind me whenever I turn into a cat to stay away from Hipley.
well, maybe the enchanters will know something. Who knows? They could have picked up something.
I'm wondering, and I look to Jada, like if they have means of magical understanding with enchanting, maybe they might be able to figure you out a little bit.
That might be nice.
Yeah, they...
It's a good idea.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we can find an alternative life source for you, then what matter if the Chandran takes your magic away? Because you'll have another set of magic.
There might be options because it's been centuries. I mean, you haven't really told us exactly how old you are, but I hope maybe there's some sort of advancement.
But only if that means that you're still you, though. I mean, of course,
Yeah.
that's. And hopefully, we can take care of the Tiger Man, so you don't have to even worry about that. Because there's no way we're not gonna let them take it. So it's not happening.
Well, I highly doubt he'll be the last.
I'll just tell them you're under contract with me. I already have favors owed. And if they follow anything infernal, my dad mentioned a little bit, but if you're contracted to me, you're my soul.
Okay.
See?
Problem solved.
I'm actually under contract. For something that happened 2 years ago. So, I'm still under that contract too.
Cerridwen, when you're ready, I'll have the money brought to your room, if you wish, or you can pick it up in my
ready.
office. Oh, already? Then come with me to the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taliesin, why don't you come too?
Giant stack of coin.
Are we all coming? No?
You can all come.
Yeah, don't we all get our check?
Sure, you know problem.
You pay.
Yeah.
You wind your way through all the way to Mama Bardus's office. The door opens, and of course, all the mirrors greet you. And on her desk, there's a literal bag of money, and not like the little purse of money, like the bank robbery bag of money. And she goes, "Your split after all of the expenses were covered. It's 843 gold. So it was quite a haul, as it were."
Okay, so that's 843 split for us.
Yes.
Okay.
And Taliesin, if you don't mind, I have a small job I'd like you to do that is not stealing, and you can do it while they're on their way to the enchanter, if you'd like. And he looks over at you, Cerridwen, like bug-eyed, like, what do I do and say about this?
I just kind of say, we'll hear her out.
Can I insight check her on the money that she gave us?
Sure. Go for it.
Oh, I'm tired. It's a 4, so never mind.
Yeah.
She's telling the truth.
Yep, totally telling the truth. With a 4, regardless of whether it's the truth or not, she's totally telling it.
It's legit.
So, there's this vendor in town who got angry at me one day and refused to let me use or purchase some spices I needed for a dish. So I had somebody acquire the bottle of spices for a day or two. And I need the spice returned. Now, luckily, this vendor is meticulous and maintains everything in alphabetical order. So it just needs to put back into their rack. No harm, no foul. I used a pinch of it, and I would love to have it put back without them knowing, because they would totally know who it was. Taliesin doesn't say anything. He looks at you.
Sorry, I was dividing math. But basically, she's saying like,
To put something
she
back in-
wants.
that she basically borrowed unofficially a bottle of spices, of a spice, and would like it put back so that they don't realize it was missing
Well,
from a vendor in the town.
he's pretty good at giving things back
I was
without
like,
knowledge.
that's a very moral gray area.
It's not technically stealing.
It's unstealing.
It's
Unstealing.
unstealing.
She's just like, well, I mean, Dwayne just, she's gonna look at Talis and say, well, it's technically not stealing. I mean, you have to learn.
Yeah, he
to-
had
you have
had
to-
no part of it.
Yeah, she's like, I'll let you make this decision on your own.
I'll do
It
it.
takes more. I was gonna say it takes more skill to return something than it does to take it in the first place.
I'm not sure that's true, but it's totally worth testing that theory.
Oh, well. I mean, sure, it's not going to hinder your druid training, so.
Were
Yeah,
you
so
reading
that-
my mind? Did you know I was going to ask Desus to teach me how to
Yes.
be a druid?
Yes, you didn't know I could do that?
Does that sometimes.
I wanted you to teach me how to be a druid. I hope you don't mind. I've been thinking
I
about
don't.
it.
I've never done it, but we'll see what happens.
Okay. I mean, do I have to do all the religious stuff or just go straight to animal changing?
Well, I'm not religious if you haven't noticed. I just have a good connection with a god. But we'll talk about that some other time.
More spiritual than religious.
Yeah. She's just like,
That sounds better.
don't be mean to nature and stuff. And don't say
never.
bad things about my name. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then she was my friend.
Well, that doesn't sound religious at all.
No. The way
That
I
sounds like
connect
a
with
buddy, hanging out with your friends.
Yeah, the way I connect with my god is very different than maybe a cleric or a paladin, but it's just a good connection with nature and blessings of the gods and honoring nature.
After
Then you
I'm
get to
done
go-
unstealing,
Yeah.
I'm in your classes.
Okay.
Or whatever you do. Things. Training. Regiment.
Yeah, I guess I'll need time to think about that.
Ooh. And of course, there's a fee, right? Like this, you know, you have that fee too that's included. That's every time you
I
teach
mean,
somebody,
friends and family.
Aw.
of course, that's a good point.
I'm good. This is my chance to be a fun aunt. I don't have any siblings.
But wait a minute. I was told the druids don't make any money anyway, so where are you
Who
getting
told
paid?
you that?
Wait, what?
Our producer's like,
And
Count the money,
Mama
okay.
goes, all right, all of you need to get out. I got other things to do. You've got your money.
Right.
Go have your fun.
what?
And she
I
kind of.
I
I mean, I
moved
can
out
forecast the
door,
weather. Who doesn't pay for that?
And
That'd be good for
Mama goes,
sailors.
I would
That'd be
pay
really
for that
good.
if I needed it, of course.
No, well,
Make sure everybody's out in the hall, and
but-
we'll see you later. And close
okay,
the door.
Okay, well,
Oh,
instead of
well.
a fat thing of money, just like a fat.
All right, I'll just divide up the gold. So we get 168 in gold and 12 silver pieces each.
Yay!
I put it in like a book. It's like a wallet that looks like a book. So just open it up. It's like hollowed out. Coins inside. It's like a deep book, leather.
Oh, that's a fun wallet.
And it's still, you can actually still read it too. Like that's, it's hollowed up, but the pages are still carved out in a way you can still actually read it. So it still functions as a book as well.
It's written around the edges in a big spiral around the
Just
centers.
takes a while to get through it.
You have to rotate the book to read it.
It's a long read, but it's worth it.
Good to hear. What isn't it in like the middle of the night?
It's late.
Oh.
Yeah. you
No, it's
probably-
morning.
I think it's morning time.
Oh, is it morning? Oh,
Yeah, we
you
got
went
up, went to
bed.
have breakfast.
Yes.
Hipley told us what happened with Jada.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And this happened very late in the night, so everybody would have that
Except for, yeah.
Jada would have got a short rest before at best. What actually Jada gets kind of a short rest being in the hot tub.
Yeah.
You did that for a long time. Everyone else would have gotten a rest before. I'd give you a long rest before because it happened super early or late in the evening.
Well,
evening
rest should be good.
waned.
Yeah, I think it was just me because I'm pretty sure everyone else got the long rest because they all went to bed. I think it was just me
Yeah.
that got
Yeah.
not as much.
Well, you did before. You got a rest before it happened.
It's karma for me making fun of Vesryn for not really sleeping. I'm like, you don't really rest. No, I don't.
I heard you divide it up, but I didn't get a chance to write down how much was it.
We all got 100 gold each. That's all that we got.
Oh,
It's 168 gold and 12 silver pieces.
Thank you.
I was
is
off
in
by- off by a
our
little bit.
Discord chat. Tiff put it there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yep.
Beautiful.
All right. Well,
Should we go to the enchanter's then?
yeah, I think this will be interesting.
Yes, well, I agree. I think it will be at least worth our time seeing how much they charge.
Agreed.
Maybe get a look over at Jada if they allow it.
If Jade, if you're down with that, if you're
Thought
Do I
face
have
tells
to?
me no.
No, you-
It'd be smart, right?
But smart's not always with how you
It's whatever
feel,
you're
though.
comfortable with.
I would be remiss if I didn't have a backup plan. So yeah, that's fine.
Okay, well, we'll see how the conversation goes.
Yeah.
All right.
So I
Okay.
lead the way based off.
Take a
the-
bagel on the way out, or a round
Yeah.
bread.
I'll pull Jade to the
This
side
is
really quickly
weird.
and be
Round bread thing.
A be out.
like, Jada, thank you for helping me last night. I mean, it's definitely was a trying night, so I appreciate the company. Thank you.
Yes, always. I appreciate you.
Like I said, I'm gonna find a way to make this Z help us with this Tiger Man problem because I think he kind of owes me. I mean, if we're gonna help, obviously been helping him, he can help us with our problems too. So
So
We'll figure it out.
you head out and you have a couple of hours travel walking at a normal pace to get out there too, but it's pretty obvious as you get near it as there are metal sculptures that are, some are abstract, some look like things like beasts, but they're all pretty finely crafted. You can see the quality of craftsmanship, if not the quality of art. You know, the art part is subjective, the craftsmanship is not.
if he's
And-
looking at one, like turning his head, trying to decipher if it's like upside down or like what angle it's supposed to be.
And then there's a hound that starts barking from near their house. And you see a curtain in the window kind of move and then go back.
I'm examining the statues, and I see Joanne as someone who would appreciate art a lot because she is in sort of that same vein as a musician. So she's like, "Oh, I don't know how any of this is done, but this sure is cool, and I appreciate it." Well, we
I'm
have-
distracted by the dog, so I'm barking back at it.
What's it saying?
Oh, I don't have speech of the animals up.
Oh, okay.
The hound
I-
comes meandering over towards Desus.
Ooh.
Hey, pupper.
Paws up on your shoulders.
Oh, you're a big puppy.
And very slobbery and
Mm.
kind of old,
Ah,
Aw.
but
You're so-
friendly.
Yeah, Dwayne comes over, pets the dog. Also, aren't you just a wizened old warrior? Aren't you? Garden.
oh,
this
such a good
place.
boy.
Yeah, all the pats and scooches.
Brings its feet down and kind of walks around all of you, smelling your feet and legs and stuff.
We need to see the people in that house. Can you bring us? Where's your owners? Where are they?
And it starts to run to the house out ahead of you. It's a pretty strong
Okay.
hound.
Yeah.
Wow, that was pretty good.
And it
Impressive.
just runs to the porch.
I'll walk to the front door.
Yeah.
The door opens as you get close, and there's old elven woman there, kind of short. Make me a history roll, Cerridwen and Vesryn.
$18.
Also 18.
These elves have kind of a wilder look to them than elves you've seen in the past. Kind of their hair is messy and gray, but like comes out like in a puff to the sides, and their ears are very like really long, and they droop a little when they come out, kind of like a Firbolg, but they're not Firbolg. And you kind of remember like the satyr that you had met had some ears kind of like these. What can I do for you? You came a long way looking for art.
Well,
You can go.
I mean, it is, I guess, an art form you're looking for, but Mama Bardusa pointed us in the direction for.
That old witch.
Hey,
she
she's been
sent
nice
you?
to us.
She told us that you might be able to help us. We are dealing with some very dangerous threats, and normal weapons don't seem to do the trick.
Some tiger people need to, get gone. So
You've got a weird accent. Where are you from?
Me? I'm from Elixia.
The island?
Oh,
I'm
you've
also
heard
from
of it.
there.
Yes.
What are you fighting?
A Rakshasa.
Currently, we did clear the hag from the forest not too long ago.
And then the
Well,
door
a
pulls
couple
open
years
a little
ago.
more, and there's another older woman there. Hair is brown, though, not gray. A little bit taller. And she doesn't say anything. She just sort of looks at all of you, kind of stares each one of you down a little bit. And it's okay. They're looking for someone to make them some weapons. And the other
Or
one- and the one-
enchant what we have.
we ain't got no tool that can enchant anymore.
What do you need to enchant?
We need a tool that has the ability to enchant.
well,
And is there one on the island?
We haven't been making anything in a long time because the one we had was stolen years ago.
And this tool, does it have a name? Or
Well,
just
it could
called
be
tool?
it could be all kinds of weapons. Usually if you're doing on wood, it could be a type of a chisel. If you're doing on metal, I mean, you could use a chisel on metal. But you could also use a smelting pot that would burn into it. There's, different ways of doing it.
I'll lean over to Dwayne and I'll say, "What about the chisel we have? Do you think that would work?"
Exactly what hit this thing.
It's just like she takes a deep breath and is like, well, it probably would work, but
It has.
do we
You
want
have the
to
chisel. It's your call.
Excuse us for a moment, and then she's just gonna like group huddle.
She backs up and she closes the door. And the dog hangs out with you.
I pull out the chisel and I'm like, I think this will work. Do we have any problems with them using it?
Is
Well-
it cursed?
No, this was not cursed from. I think didn't we have issues reading the magic on it though?
Yeah, some. You knew some of the runes.
It might
not all
work.
of
I
them.
mean, the thing is that this undoes magic. It doesn't apply magic as far as I know. So I don't know if it will work in that sense.
Well-
that's one part of it is it undoes magic, but we weren't really sure what all it can and can't do.
It's true. It could have other properties we aren't aware of.
I mean, we can ask. I mean, there's no harm in them asking and having them look at it and see if it would work.
True.
Hmm.
I don't use
Seem to
weapons
know a lot
anyway,
more than we
so.
would.
Well, I mean, they might be able to enchant or cloak or something, too. Okay. I'm going to pull out the chisel, and then I'll knock on the door again.
The door opens. How was your huddle?
It was good, thank you. I have
Group like
this,
arm.
this unique chisel. I would like you to examine it to see if it would work for your crafting needs.
And she looks at it. Bring it in. Bring it in. All of you, get inside.
Like wipe my feet off and go inside.
Yep.
Inside, it's pretty clean, but the back of the home is open to what looks like a smithy, and then beyond that, a place where you would do smelting and stuff, and that opens up to an outdoor. There's just big open windows that are unshuttered, letting in the air from outside.
Lovely home.
Are there any books that we see around at all, or no?
Yeah, there are a couple of books. So they obviously can read. Let me see the tool.
Hand it over.
Where did you come by this? And
Are you-
both of
that's a-
them, their faces change after they turn it and they look at it.
That's a very long story. Do you want to?
Well, we started off in Elixia, and I go through the story of how we came across the chisel.
So
Yep. It takes like an hour.
yeah, it's a long story.
Actually, this would be the first time all of you guys heard that story too.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
was gonna say.
Oh, wow.
Would like to know the story, but it's okay. I'll dig that episode up later.
Basically, we were on Elixia, and we found out that like artisans were going missing, and so we started investigating.
During the call a few years ago, the call for artists,
Yes.
Yeah.
those son of a bitches.
And so we found out that basically the artists were being charmed by demons to then have their souls combined into one body, so then they could culminate their skills into one chisel that could craft the super mask.
That we do not have on us this time.
So the chisel is made out of souls? Is that what I'm tired. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm maybe
no, no, no.
mishearing.
It's
What
like,
happened was the demons took, let's say, 4 artists, and they said, "You 4 artists, we need all of your skills," and they just took them, destroyed the bodies, and put them all into one body, and then all of their knowledge, all their personalities were in one body, working day and night tirelessly to craft different things.
That sounds so foul. Did they
was.
succeed at?
No, I don't know if they succeeded,
well,
but we stopped them. We killed them.
We stopped them.
And they start talking to each other, like whispering. And
Does this chisel mean something to you?
who speaks Elvish out of all of you?
I
I
think
do.
actually,
Wow,
I think 4 of us.
I think I.
5.
No, all of us.
Okay. Their Elvish is very unusual. Cerridwen probably could tell that it is maybe an older form.
I figured, yeah.
I mean, you can understand it, but it's sort of like listening to Shakespeare when you're a modern person, when they're whispering. So, you're looking for weapons for all of you?
Yes.
I just
at
held
least
up
for
my
me.
rope dart.
Hipley might want some
should-
more of a.
May I see your
protection.
dart?
Yeah, start with
And they take
Typically,
the
you
dart.
should get the weapon in case the spells don't work. Our magics weren't working on that thing either.
I got Z. Z's got my back, so I'll be
There's
good.
room for carving into this. And she hands it back to you.
Oh. Okay, thank you.
Symbols need to be made, and they need to be emblazoned with gold to enchant the magic into them. Who here is a spellcaster of some kind?
Raise
I
my
am.
hand. All of us.
So there's potential for this. I need somebody who can cast a spell, one that
Alright.
has offensive capabilities. Once it is ready to accept that, and that will give it the benefits that you're looking for. If it is not an inexpensive process, though. It requires quite a bit of actual gold
How
to
much per weapon?
enchant. What?
How much per weapon?
Give us a moment. And they step, a little bit of ways, and they're whispering to each other.
I try to listen in a little bit, even though they're stepped away.
Okay.
Can I roll perception or?
Yeah, I'll let you, if you want to try and.
Yeah, I want to try to listen in. Rolled a 13. Oh my god. Perception, which is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
They're talking about not remuneration as far as money. They're talking about how much gold needs to be used in the manufacture. They haven't even talked about how much they need to be paid to do it. And it sounds like they're trying to calculate to create 5 weapons how much they would need. And when they're talking about it, it's very obvious that they know the specifics for different types of weapons. And they come back, what kind of weapons are you wanting to have enchanted?
Hold up my rope dart again.
We've seen yours, and they smile at you.
Oh, I pull out my rapier.
I have to say, you know what? I don't know any of your names.
Yeah.
Jada.
Isis.
Cerridwen.
Jesus, Cerridwen. Cerridwen, that's a... Are you a
Sagewynd.
Yeah. Aye, that's me.
Hold on one moment. And they go back and start whispering.
Price goes up.
Kind of like
Price
awkward.
goes
They got
No,
money.
discount.
I like how they
Discount.
don't ask us for
Talking.
like in my name.
Elixia and the Sagewynd, they got money.
They didn't even ask for
We're
my name.
farmers.
They did you say your name? I heard.
I think no, because they turned around and started talking before we could finish introducing
And they
ourselves.
come back. We didn't catch your name. So
I look at Hipley to allow him to, because Hipley didn't go either.
It's not important. Trust me.
This is Hipley, and I'm
Wow.
Vesryn. Vesryn Magic.
So, and they the one that hasn't spoken, hasn't said anything, she goes over and she brings a book over and hands it to him. Is this your kin? And it's a history of Elixia book.
Which volume?
Volume 9.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's about 5 generations back. That's a great grandpa Ian.
Are you still continuing your family in the path of creating histories?
Oh yeah, I released volume 31 about 2 years ago.
31.
Well, 4 now.
31. Do you have a copy on you that we could look at?
I think
Wait.
Hipley has one.
If Hipley doesn't, I might. I can't remember which ones I have.
Yeah, because like officially Dwin like lost like her copies in the shipwreck.
Yeah.
How does the quality of that book look like? As a former person librarian, like how does the quality of that book? I mean, it's still
It
well
looks
kept.
like it's well kept but well read. All the books look like they're well read. There's not a ton of books, but enough.
You don't remember which ones I have, do you? I don't remember.
It doesn't matter. If you have,
Yeah.
I think you have one between all of you. You have one somewhere amongst you.
I'll pull it out.
Okay.
You know.
I think someone has one.
Yes, I believe I have one right here.
Is it a copy or is it a manuscript pre-publication?
He'd have like a first edition.
Okay. Hold on one moment, and they go back and they whisper to each other. All right, so are you sure?
Preston, you just
We
walk
can-
around
we-
with editions?
Certain books. Certain books that matter to me.
Man, you're going to get Hipley a heart attack.
How can I read it if I don't have it?
Fine, it's fine.
We think we could make the weapons for you. We would need enough gold to use in the manufacture. So it would be somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 gold per magic item, per item you wish. And somebody would have to cast a spell at the end of 5 days into each one. It'll take us 5 days to make them all. And we would like this copy of this book when you're done also.
Whoa.
Signed if
Whoa.
possible.
That's
If you wouldn't
way.
mind.
That's worth way more. You know that's worth way more than that. No. Come on.
No, this book is very dear to me. My friend here wrote it. But if she feels like that would be a good trade, then I'd be willing to part with it. You're putting on you, Dwayne.
She's just like, I mean,
Here, sit. We're about to make some dinner. Why don't you think about it? We'll eat. We'll break bread this eve, or this afternoon, and think about it. And they head into an area that is the kitchen area, and they start cooking, and they're whispering to each other as they go.
They gave the book back to us, right? Like
Yeah, it's in your hands. They're
Okay.
still waiting.
I'm just thinking about what spell.
See,
I could
great
put-
fireball.
I could put Moonbeam in a sickle. Would that work?
Yeah, I want to know if depending on the spell, if that matters on what happens with the enchantment, or if it's
Yeah,
just.
does that matter?
Jada,
Are
would you
asking that, or
want
are
call
talking amongst
lightning?
yourselves?
I mean, I would ask them that.
Well, you need an offensive spell to create the benefits of attack and damage. It doesn't matter what the spell is.
can you do a protective spell? to make it like protective.
Yes, a spell can be done. That in a case like that, the spell does matter. It takes on the benefits of the spell in a more permanent way, or a way that is given uses.
So Vesryn can cast shield. So if he casts shield, would the properties reflect like
Yes.
more magical armor?
Yes.
And then I look at Hippie and I'm like, well, I mean, you could have more. That might be more up your alley since you don't have an interest in weapons.
I mean, like, we'll see. I mean, I appreciate the thought, but we'll see.
Yeah, whatever you want. It's fine.
And while you're chatting and all that, they finish up food and come, sup. Well, it's not sup, it's lunch. Lunch.
Well,
Either
what's
way.
up with you?
And the dog
But
goes and sits down next to the table, and then just sort of lays, but nose to the table, but on the ground.
Yeah,
There's your
waiting for
call.
scraps.
If we
room
wanted
for
to
all
make
of
it, is it possible to make it more powerful? If we put more gold into it, added, extra magic into it, would that be able to make it more powerful? I'm just curious. I'm trying to understand how it all works.
Perhaps, but I don't think that we have that. We've never done that. We could attempt it, but there's no guarantee that it would work.
Understood. Well, what do we think is the signed copy of your volume 31 fair trade? I mean,
That does not. I'm just saying.
we know
It's
how you feel,
value-
Hippie, but you're not even
value-wise,
getting the weapon.
I know, but just value wise,
It's just like, I mean, I wrote it, so I
True.
have the original manuscript, and
good
you know,
point.
if I think it's fair. I think it's fine. I can get more first copies. And she's just thinking about like the four
Wonderful,
first copies
wonderful.
in her room at home. You know.
It's just like-
And Jada, I have to say that it's beautiful to see a weapon match the owner the way that yours does.
thank you. It was specially made for me.
It looks like it is of you. The material, and the craftsmanship,
Yes,
spectacular.
I was crafted.
You were by whom?
A woman named Lucy.
The one that was here helping the grieving families?
Yes,
She crafted you? She could barely walk even. How
it was
how
a long time
long
ago.
ago? Oh. She is in. It's not for us to say. Are you going to see her again soon?
That's the plan.
She was very sad. It was surprising she was able to help other people grieve, considering that you apparently were deceased.
I
I'm assuming that
thought
you were
she
the
was
one.
deceased too. Yes.
Sounds like a reunion is in the needs to happen for you two. She told us a little bit about you when we spoke briefly.
What'd she say?
You know how some people say a poet will go on and on about 8 words written in a poem that means the most to them? Well, it sounded a lot like that, but about mechanical things that I don't understand. But I can at least understand the poetic side of the mechanical things that she explained now that I'm seeing it.
If it's not too much trouble, there is a possibility that I might lose the magic that keeps me alive. I was hoping you could look at me and see if there's an alternative before that happens.
I don't really understand what, I mean, we're all going to pass away at some point. And you mean for us to look at the things that make you work on the inside?
Yes, I suppose.
Oh my
Not
God.
just the mechanics, but the magic that drives it, I suppose.
Okay, I have rolled 4 20s in a row. I'm like, what the hell is going on with my dice tonight? It is insane.
That's scary. Please, let's not do any combat today.
Suddenly, crit.
We'd be. I don't know if we could do anything, but we could definitely take a look and see if we can even understand what makes you work.
I'd be grateful. Thank you.
You're not
Words
eating.
are really clunky coming out of Jada's mouth because they don't know how to be grateful.
You do not. You don't need to eat.
No.
That's too bad.
Is it good?
It's a pleasure that, food is for the tongue what a flower is to the eyes. Do you see beauty in a flower? You are wearing a boutonniere.
It was made by a friend.
And they look at Desus, like just kind of raise their eyes and look at Desus. I bet it was a good friend.
I treasure them deeply.
Well,
My face goes
let's finish
purple.
eating and we'll continue with this, I guess, examination. And we'll have to prepare to get ready to do the enchantments. They both kind of finish eating. They eat sort of slow, and you can tell that they sort of savor the food, even though it's not particularly amazing food. It's just, potatoes and maybe rabbit or something, like pretty typical food, but they value the flavor in the food, and it's pretty obvious that they take in the sustenance with appreciation. And they finish up, and they look at you and say, well then, let's do this, Jada. And one of them looks at you and goes, do you know how you're opened?
Yes, I here.
Okay. Oh, and that's when they kind of lean in and they go, oh, I don't know if we have tools like that. Hold on, let's see what we have.
Would I have tools for it?
No,
Okay.
Would the tools in the mask work for it?
you don't.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes.
I feel like there were some tiny tools that might pry it open.
That's what Taliesin said. That
Yeah.
they would probably fit.
I just don't know. I'll wait to see if they can find them because I don't know if I want to.
I was gonna say, like, do we even
Reveal
want
it.
Let's
to,
do not volunteer
Yeah.
that information.
or even use them? I mean,
No, I mean
shoot.
if I was going to do it, I'd reach in and pull it out without them seeing the mask.
Yeah.
But touching the mask might.
They don't have
encourage-
tools that dainty, that delicate.
And do we trust what comes from the mask too? Though is another thing. I mean,
I look at you, Jada, and I go. I lean over. The tools in the mask, but should I touch the mask to try to pull them out? Do you wish to know that badly?
Make me a wisdom save.
oh,
Guidance. I was gonna smack it with guidance.
speak of the mask.
I said mask. Slap that guidance.
I rolled a natural 17. My bonus is it a save?
Yeah.
Save, so +4, so 21.
Okay. You don't hear anything.
And
Jada looks contemplative, but eventually nods.
I'll reach in and I'll just try to pull the tools out of the mask a little, feel for it without pulling the mask out.
Okay.
And pull the tools out. And then, would these tools work?
And they look at the tools, and then they look at Jada. I think so. Those are very finely made tools. Where did you? And those? And they pointed some. Those are lock picking tools. You're wearing vestments of somebody of nobility, and you carry lock picking tools.
Well, you find things in your
We
travels.
go to
as an
dangerous
adventurer.
places. And
How do you think they get their money?
I've actually never used them. I've actually, to be completely forthright with you, I've actually never even used these or pulled them out. This is the first time I've actually touched them since we found them.
Well, let me see them then. And they take in their hand and they start. And they look. These have never been used. There's no wear at all. Okay, come over here into the light, Jada. We're gonna need a lot of light for this. You have
Hipley.
you have fine features, and those seams are nearly invisible. Is that the right word for on you? Seam? Like a hem of a dress?
That makes sense.
Oh my God!
Did you do it again?
Another one?
Again,
That's 5.
Oh,
just like crazy.
All right,
They
listen.
just
when
want
we go
this
to
duo to
combat,
do
switch
well.
Dice. Switch
Yeah.
dice.
Hell
don't
no.
switch dice.
No, when he goes in the
I'll
combat
switch before
against us.
combat. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
So they use the tools. Can you make me a what would it be? Jada, make me an intelligence check.
Intelligence.
Yeah, I know your worst one, but it's not a negative anymore. Four.
1.
Okay.
There it is.
Yeah.
Give me some of that look, Scott.
Yeah, it's funny. Because it's not the first time I've asked you to make this particular roll. And you rolled terrible the other time.
I'm
too.
just stubborn like that.
You will never know how you're built.
I don't want to know.
So they go through and they hit a thing in one of the slots and it starts to open. And Jada, you go blind and you are just, you lock down into like you're frozen.
Is this supposed to
Are they
happen?
okay? Are
What
they
is-
okay?
I don't know. Maybe they go into a maintenance, like a mode to be worked on, and then they close it again. And Jada, your eyes come back, and you're able to move.
Huh.
And and you can tell by your internal clock that it's only been a second or two.
That was fast.
We're not done. We just were worried because you just froze.
Were you?
Were you okay?
Yes.
Is that normal? If you're
Yes.
opened up to.
Hmm.
All right.
Well,
Okay. All right, let's do this again. Slide it in, and it you freeze up again. But one thing that doesn't stop is you can hear.
I will try to talk to tell them telepathically. Jada, are you still conscious? I guess is the right word. Are you still?
Can I answer?
You can.
I mean, like, can you read my mind? It's usually when you do this, we can't say
Yeah.
it. We can't.
No, you can say.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can. Let me see. I think you can make
I
it
think
happen.
they would
Yeah.
have to say, because
We would have to say it out loud.
right, they can't do that. They can only hear you.
Let me
They
see,
can only
'cause that might be.
hear it coming in. They don't have a way of responding back.
I do find this very intriguing, and I am
Mhm.
watching and like kind of like pointing out things if I see them. But I'm going to also cast detect magic, so I can see what type of magic might be inside her from
There's all
schools.
kinds of magic in her. In
I'm
them.
just holding their hand.
Any school missing, or is it all the schools?
Oh, it's all the schools.
All
And-
the schools of magic.
Yeah.
So cool.
And there are actually the rest of you can make an insight check.
Insight.
That'd be a disadvantage for me. I forget because I have exhaustion.
19.
So that'd be disadvantage. Aw.
Ooh.
Oh well, just
Aw.
All right. Total of 19. 16 plus 3.
6. I don't. It all seems legit.
Okay, 15 plus 4, so 19.
So
Yeah, 19.
they're looking around in there, and they're really very careful. And those who got over a 17 notice that there's these little circles on the back of what looks like a wire or a pin that is in there, a big long row of them, and there's one missing. But the pin that is missing looks like the one that was given to you by the Sphinx.
Bonkers.
Did we see this at all?
Yeah, you're all watching, I assume.
No, I'm saying, did we see this the same one? Did we see that thing?
Yeah. It was handed to Jada, and Jada held it and looked at it.
Can you close it for a moment? Or, I'm sorry, can you close them for a moment? I have a question for them. You see that the missing slot right there?
Yes, I noticed there was something missing.
I think it might be on them.
They may know about it. I want to know if they want us to put it back in or not. Since it's their body. I don't want to just
I'm not
put it
sure
in.
that we should be putting things in there that we don't know if they should.
Well,
Do
I want them to know.
wait, do you
so they
have
the
the
option.
have one like that?
Yes, that's why I want to speak with them first.
Oh,
Well, maybe we should do an exam first and then ask before we.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
and there are all these little lines of like flowing energy coming out of these little things and running all through their body. You can just see them sort of disappear into the rest of them. But there's one that comes from that one that runs down and goes to a pulsing light that looks like a little, sort of like an elongated globe. And it has all kinds of little lines of color and light running over them, but it seems to only go, this thing seems to only go to that one. Now you can't tell if there's more that go in further and then around, because it is really complicated in there.
Is there any specific magic coming off of that thing itself?
Yes.
Detect magic for the win.
You're gonna have that
That's why I
spell.
always do it.
You're gonna have that spell put into something
Yeah, that'll be here.
enchanted.
Vesryn has two
In my
spell-
rapier, detect magic stab.
right. Vesryn has two fallback spells: detect magic and prestidigitation.
Sick for a wizard. You don't have them, are you even a wizard?
Right.
I mean, that'd be cool if it wasn't an item that's like that had it constantly going. It'd be like a metal detector, just It's like feeling like beep, 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 beep. Oh yes, that'd be sick.
I might have to make something like that now. Stats for that. Like
Always
like
just see.
detect magic divining rod, right? You just hold it out and it detects magic.
And it is divination.
Divination. Interesting. Divination magic is coming off of that.
And I don't think we know how they work, and I'm not sure what we could do in there, but they seem very clean and in good repair, if that matters for anything. But this is beyond our understanding. I'm not sure we could help create a workaround. I mean, we're all under threat of death all the time. Eventually, we're all going to die. I mean, what's the difference between dying from this,
people need to
whatever
do
it
it,
is, and dying because your body gives out?
Well, this is different. They didn't. I guess that's up to them to decide. But I will say this is more along the lines of potentially being murdered. So, not just natural, just one dying as one does. I mean, yes, death is inevitable, but
I would suggest she avoid the person trying to murder them,
Easier
That's why
said than
we're
done.
trying to
or
get
stop
Yeah.
or stop them in advance of their murder.
Which is why we're looking for these
And
magical
they
weapons.
close you down. You get your sight back, and you are all there. And they put the tools back in a cloth, and they hand them back to you, Vesryn.
I
Well,
will take them and I will.
Those are very nice tools.
well, before we put everything away, Jada, and kind of explain what we saw in them and specifically that pin area. Vesryn thinks the pin you were given by that Sphinx might fit.
The sloth is missing.
You have a missing part.
Oh, it's not missing. I pull it out.
Oh yeah, that looks like the other things. 'Cause there's a bunch of those, it seems, or at least I don't know if they all look the same, but from the backs of them do, like the little ring and the little bar to them. The rest of it is in a slot, so nobody can see them. But
I think
we could
considering. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so we could reach out to your mentor and ask them how easy it is to put back in, and if we should put it back in.
Yes, I think that would be a good idea. Lucy would know what it does.
Yes.
Good.
I would remember what spot it was located at inside there. So, in comparison to the other ones, kind of like you have like your electric box. How there's certain switches that go to certain things. I would have made a note of where that was. Maybe even if you allow, I would write it down real quick off of memory of where the missing one was located at. So that way, if I speak to Lucy, Lucy. I always want to say Lucy.
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 Lu space SHI.
Yeah, that's okay. Lucy. I don't know why I always want to say Lucy though. I always go to say Lucy, and I'm like, I know it's not Lucy. It's Lucy.
You try to message Lucy.
Yeah. Lucy, I'm home.
if someone is trying
yeah.
to murder you, we should probably get started with the enchantment.
Yes.
Today. Do you happen to have enough gold for the enchantments to work on you, or do you need to return with it?
Bag of gold.
Yeah, are coins okay?
Yes, that would be perfect.
Hibley, I can't force it. I do think it would be wise to have a magical dagger, at least something on you that you can use in a pinch.
Oh, I'm not wise. I'm not wise, so come now.
You bring the house down on people. That's true.
Exactly. I mean, why?
There's no raising the roof with Hipley.
No, there's no raising the roof. It only comes down with.
Exactly. Who needs magic when you drop a house on somebody? So I've got it. Had my
the most dangerous damage in the world.
I pull out my little It's like little. I just pull it out. Like, see,
I wonder if you use.
So you need.
I wonder if you hit somebody with that scepter of yours, if that would do any damage.
It did to the owlbear.
I can only imagine what these elves are thinking as we're saying all this. Like, what are we listening
On
to
a
right now?
different note, I have a question. I pull out the long sword and I was wondering if we could turn this long sword into like a short sword and dagger and enchant both of them if I have enough money.
They look at it. There seems to be enough metal there to do it. Yes, it can be done.
And I'm assuming it can only be a short sword and a dagger, not two short swords.
No, there's not enough for two short swords.
Okay.
Do you fight two-handed, two weapons?
I can. I just want the option.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So we'll do that. And I'll give them the sword.
And they take them, lay the weapons out here so that we can examine them, make sure they're of fine enough quality to be used, the metalworking that was originally done, or the working on them if they're wood or some other form.
I will pull out the rapier and a longbow, and I'll do 300 gold if they can do that.
You know how to shoot that thing, Vesryn.
It's actually a pretty good shot.
Dwin can confirm that, yes. When my spells don't work, my bow does.
So we have the sword to become a short sword and a dagger. We have a rapier and potentially a bow. I have to look at the bow and see if I can do that. I don't know wood as well as I know metals. We have the dart on the rope. Anyone else?
I'm trying to go over what I have. I have a dagger. I got my staff. I have a quarterstaff.
Which do you fight with more?
Well, I'm more magic focused. I haven't really hit anyone unless I turn into a beast and do so. Unless a fishing tackle counts.
Oh, do you have any? Can you work with armor?
Yes. Metal armor. Leather, not as well. With your staff, we could shod your staff with a metal tip that was enchanted.
That could be interesting. Turn my staff focus. It already has kind of a sickle shape, like a scythe shape, maybe. Ooh.
Cool. And then what is the best weapon for the reader?
Book.
Yeah.
Gilded book.
But yeah, you're not.
With returning.
Defiled, just like
A book of returning, you throw it, whack them, and then toss back in your hand.
It's that knowledge.
Read the book.
Throw the book at them. Oh, shit.
dropping knowledge.
I mean, at least a dagger.
I'm good. Trust me. I as soon as we meet with the Z, I think we'll be okay. So I'm good.
As you wish.
And Dwin, if I'll chip in money though, Dwin, if you do want to make that double weapon like it, and it'll be double, so I'll put my money towards that.
I'm fine. I have a lot of money.
So the weapons that are here are going to require 900 gold to make them all do this. Gain enchantment. Do you have enough to do that?
I got 300 for the two that I'm putting down.
Yeah, I pull out 300.
So I just pull out the 150 some odd I was given.
168 pieces.
Yeah.
Could it be a discount since you're doing so many? I mean, kind of like a bundle deal.
But this is for the metal itself into the enchantments.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a cost on top of it, right? So what's going to
For
be
the labor, yeah.
The book, I believe, is what they asked for.
Okay, so that's gonna.
Knowledge is the best payment, isn't it?
Well said.
The best reward.
Very true. Very true.
Don't sweet talk me.
And they say, well, we're going to begin then. You can either wait or you can return in 5 days. Whatever you'd like.
Oh.
Well, we talked to Dwyn's sister.
Yeah, Saren should be coming in today, so we can go find her. I think that concludes our business for now. Anyone else got something to say?
We really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us.
Please don't tell anybody in town that we're doing this.
No.
Never.
Because we don't really do
By the
this
way-
that much anymore.
By the way, curiosity. You seemed very shocked at the chisel. What did it mean to you, by the way, when you saw that?
Oh, it has the old magic on it.
It does, yes. I just was
Oh,
the way you were interested. I wasn't sure if there was more to it.
I would think that a Sagewynd would know that it has the old magic. Their line comes from that time even. I think we're actually distantly related if you go back far enough.
Interesting. Well,
Did you know that it? How did you know that it had the old magic in it?
Through our investigations on Elixia, as well as when I looked at it, it
That's right.
Didn't seem to
You'd said the
register.
story. You'd said the story.
yeah,
I
it
mean, I don't
didn't seem
know
to
how much of the
register.
story, but
Yeah, the magic on it was different than the magics that are used today.
yes, it's
We
different.
Do you need to hold on to the chisel for now, or can we
No,
bring
I
it back
need the
with us?
chisel
when you guys-
to do the work.
We're trusting you with this.
I know.
And when do you need us to cast our spells into the weapons when we
In 5
return? or-
days.
Okay.
I'm going to ask if Soul can stay here with them, just to keep an eye in case trouble comes their way.
If you wish.
And I will. Soul will appear on my shoulder, and I'll say, and I'll inform her to stay here.
Okay.
I'll tell the dog if there's any trouble. Come find me.
And they go, well, we're going to get started, so we'll see you in a little under a week. And please be rested so you can cast.
Of course.
Only way is if somebody stops us on the way here and makes us use our magic.
Yeah.
All the slots.
Let's hope not.
Right.
She
We're
goes
like,
into the box out of the door.
all awkwardly and like, oh no, hope nothing happens. Vesryn, why'd you say that? Jinx us.
Toro, you can walk them out then. And Toro, the dog, gets up and starts,
Toro.
heads over to the door and waits for you.
What were their names?
Thanks, Robertessa told us.
Rosalba and Persis.
Rosalda?
Rosalba.
Rosalba.
Rosalba. So, and what was the other one?
Persis.
Persis.
Taurus is the dog's name?
Toro.
Toro.
Old dog name.
Dog. All right, sweet. Got him. All right, well, let's head back and reach your sister. We
All
haven't
right.
met your sister yet.
The dog walks
You've
with
met her
you too,
briefly.
a little past the art, and then turns around after that. You get back to town. It's starting to get late into the afternoon, probably almost evening at this point. And when you arrive, Taliesin is in there with Mama Bardusa and the constable. And Mama sees you come in, and you can see her eyes are like, "Thank you." She says, "We'll talk about the. Actually, we shouldn't talk about this any longer." And the constable leaves, nods a hat to all of you on his way out. Hello, Cerridwen and everyone.
Hello.
Does this require us to
Well-
get a drink first before entering the conversation?
It's okay.
Is it?
And Taliesin, can you give us a moment? And he looks like kind of red in the face, and it's so obvious he cannot, at least with you, hide when he's embarrassed or ashamed.
Just kind of like
And
look at
he
him.
leaves, and he tries to not look back, but he can't help it, and he looks over his shoulder on his way out, and his shoulders are low. It's okay.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Just kidding. No. It's
Just
okay.
kidding.
I said I'm
Shouldn't say that.
You said you don't want him to steal anymore. He was not stealing from him. He was working with me. So was the constable. I figured, give him a lesson, see how he handles that.
Oh, messed up.
He's not gonna. He may not steal anything for a while now. He got
Scared
the good
straight.
warning.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
So we should all act very disappointed in him.
he's disappointed in himself for both
I think
taking the
he's-
job and failing at the easiest job he ever had.
Making the druid life look a lot better.
So, who knows? Maybe he'll go back to it in a little while, but I'm not so sure.
I'll just have to make him a bard or a bard druid.
That would be amazing.
Could he learn to be like a bear playing like a banjo? Or no, I'm sorry.
They're playing banjo. They're playing bear. We're on a real show here.
I was actually hoping that he would still be able to succeed, but I didn't expect it. Because if he had, wow, then you've got
Was it at
something.
least close? Was it at least close?
Oh yeah, it was good. It was good. It was close. But he didn't notice the ward, and when he looked at the bottles were in Dwarvish, in the Dwarvish alphabet, and he didn't know Dwarvish, so he didn't know where it was supposed to go. I did say it was alphabetical. I just didn't say which
You know,
alphabet.
the devil's in the details, you know?
Yeah.
It is. If nothing else, he'll learn to
Interesting.
ask more questions before taking a job.
Mm,
Yes.
yeah.
There are many lessons in this. It's like layers upon layers of lessons. I like it.
Well, I have other business to attend to. The constable is okay. Don't worry about it.
All right. Thank
Has
you.
your sister arrived yet?
Yeah, sorry to hear it.
Let me see. Oh, actually, Mama's not leaving. Saren is here. That I set her up in a room across from your room, Cerridwen, and she really wants to see Taliesin, but I'm not sure Taliesin wants to see anybody.
I'll go meet her.
Okay. And she heads out. Have fun. And she puts on a coat and everything and heads out into the town. Which you never see her do. It's pretty rare.
Yeah, you'd say I'm surprised.
Hey, Hipley. It's been 2 years since we've been to the bookstore. Do you want to go there and check out, see if any new books in there?
Do you want to?
You sound so enthusiastic about going and looking at books. I thought you'd be excited.
I mean, there's ones I've seen before. So, I mean, it's not like seeing anything new. Like, in
It's
news
been
up
2
here.
years since we've been here. I mean,
The population did grow.
Oh, you mean the library here? That's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I meant the store that we went to 2 years ago. We saw the books there. There might be new things there.
I might have new inventory.
Yeah. A lot can change in 2 years. Might
Very
even be
true.
some new books that we didn't even know existed. New writers, 2 years.
That's a good point. I mean, I was going to go to the bar. I'm kind of tired, exhausted. I mean, I do want to see books, but I'm a little bit on the tired side. So
I like a good drink. We can go have a drink then. Let's go have a drink. You guys come in while she meets with her sister.
Oh, I'll look to Jada.
I mean, you're free to meet Saren as well.
oh,
I figured you might want to bring them to the cantina then, and after you have a moment and catch up.
Oh,
with
sure.
us.
Okay, we could meet.
It's been 2 years technically.
True. There's a lot to catch up on. Yeah.
and Jada,
Perhaps.
how are you doing with everything?
Can't hear you.
I'm patient.
If we go to the cantina, we can also reach out to Lucy.
Whenever when we meet again is highly likely that we will run into our tiger friend again. So
Did we determine exactly where we're going to go after we get these weapons? How far are we going to go to that north place? Is that as close as we can get to it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And what was that location again?
I've
been in and out with pain, so
Titus.
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 And it's east and north. So it's more north than you are right now, too.
Titus. All right.
Hey, Raiders. Thanks for coming by. Waffles, maple syrup, and your group. Love seeing you drop in. We had just finished meeting with a couple of enchanters about getting some magic weapons made because they have a new problem. An untouchable enemy.
Amongst other problems.
We have so many problems.
We're a party of problems.
And a library ain't one of them.
Oh,
Library 1.
Oh, which it happens.
Okay.
Can happen to anybody.
So who's going to the Cantrip Cantina? Hipley?
We all are.
Oh, everybody. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And you head out. You get to the cantina. You know you're regulars there now. And you walk in, and maybe a few minutes after that, Taliesin walks into. And oh wait, were you going to meet with Saren first? Cerridwen?
Yeah.
Take her
I'm
with
meeting
you.
with Saren.
Okay.
I didn't leave with them.
Right. So when you go to get Saren, she charges at you to hug you. Taliesin, Cuchulainn was not lying. Protected until reunion.
Yeah, but it also turned out to be a hag, and I kind of punched a hole between the realms. Do you know anything about that?
I don't really know what that means exactly, but it sounds like success to me.
I mean, yes, Cuchulainn did keep Taliesin safe. I'm just not sure you made a deal with Cuchulainn.
What do you mean? I
Well,
did make a deal with Cuchulainn.
And then I'll explain to her what I saw with the Dryad and when we met Taliesin and going over there. This is what happened.
And you go through it all.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard that hags are also somehow Fae, maybe the worst of Fae, perhaps. Is that you know more about that than I. Is that true?
Oh yeah, they do have Fae ties. I was just wondering if you knew how deep this went, and I guess you don't.
I don't. I just had to start
Somewhere.
a cult to Cuchulainn.
Is
Which
that
is
what
what I had done.
Is that what the flowers are for? And she remembers her making
the thorns.
Yeah, the thorns. That's what the thorns are for.
Oh yes, those were you. I don't understand how all these Fae things work, but apparently you had to wear these crowns of thorns, and the blood gave this Fey Lord power in some way. But every time that I did it, I also feel like I forgot things. So it may have been a price, perhaps. Why are you laughing at me?
No, this is Tiffany. This is Tiffany laughing.
Oh.
Dwayne is just nodding slowly. I see.
But it
Tiffany's
worked.
laughing because I'm like, this is a hot mess. Oh my gosh.
But
But
it
Sarah's dealt with
worked.
this her whole life, so she's like, yes. Okay, so so when you made the deal with Coventry, they asked you to make a cult for them, which involved blood magic and thorns.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes. That it was the old magic, so that's what was required to make this pact function.
Okay, so the pact that you made was
With Kuhulain.
wrought through the old magic.
Yes. I mean, I didn't understand it because I don't know the old magic. Apparently you do, so...
People keep thinking I know a lot about it. I really don't. I just know it's old, and people talk about it, and it's mysterious and powerful, and that's about all I know. And she leans in and says, apparently the Sagewynds have a long history with the old magic, so that's something we need to mother about. And then like, have you caught up with Mum?
Oh, yes. Of course. She was telling me all about Taliesin, and he was very... He gets in trouble a lot, or something. No parenting. Led him down a dark path of crime. It's your son. And she laughs when he says that.
Well, he's between places right now. I'm just trying to help him take a different road that's better than thieving, since, he doesn't have to do that anymore. So...
We should go get some food and maybe something to drink.
Yeah,
Do we have to bring Mom or no?
I mean, Rhiannon's fun. Like, her mom's fun.
She
So,
is.
yeah. Oh, yeah, we can bring Mom. Mom's fun.
Okay. And so where's Taliesin?
He's at the cantina. So, let's go all meet everyone.
Okay.
We'll go grab
And you all
Mom.
head out.
Yeah.
And you all get over to the Cantrip Cantina.
Just like 3 giant women. Like,
Yes. Yeah, they're-
While they're en route,
mhm.
I have 2 sendings ready for Lucy.
okay.
Are you ready? I already did all the math on it. They're within 25 words. First one. Hello, with Jada. We are going to Titus. Could you meet us there? Chandran, a Rakshasa, is after Jada. What's up with that?
And
So with that.
she responds, I have to come out. I cannot return.
And not as one word.
I cannot go to Titus. I'm on my way back to Wythe and should arrive in about a week.
And she does not respond about Chandran. All
She
right.
didn't have enough words.
Yeah. All right. Next one will be also Jada was given a pin that was missing from her insides. 4 slot over on the top row. Put it in or wait.
In sending, you get it back in the sending version of all caps. Do not put it in. I need to check to ensure that it will safely function and benefit them.
All right. And then I will send my last 3rd level for the day. And by the way, everything that she is saying to me, I am sharing with you.
Yeah.
All right. So just the last one will this one I probably won't be 25 words. Be careful. Chandran is waiting to ambush you with us. Seriously, what is the deal with that? Be careful.
There is nothing I can do to affect my return to Wythe. I will try to arrive quietly and safely. It's 20.
All right. Well, there you have it. Your creators on their way here.
Jada has their face in their hands.
I really think I could put that pin in there with no problem. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We have no idea what it might do.
It's just a thing.
Yeah, it's no big deal. You know,
And
absolutely fine.
And then the door opens and 3 big women come in. Firbolg women. And they look thirsty.
The party has arrived. I yell out loud.
I just bust out my lute.
Rhiannon starts singing with your lute playing. Saren starts clapping to bring rhythm to it. Let's go.
Subtly put an empty bag near their feet for coin.
Yeah.
Vesryn will start to pull out his lute to maybe join, but then he just like, no, I was told I wasn't good enough, and I put it back.
Oh, buddy.
Oh,
Oh, no.
His
And-
confidence as a musician has been shattered.
Drinks arrive. Fun happens all night for the first time in quite a while. You drink crazy concoctions that Arlena keeps rolling out, things that are new, you've never tasted before. And as the night wears on, it starts to thin out. And then just the singing and musicianship sort of never stops. It may, the playing may get a little messier. The singing gets a little slurry after a while, maybe a little bit, but it is a blast. And Taliesin, although doesn't seem to play music a lot, he dances all night, and he's a pretty good dancer. And he dances, of course, with everybody in your family. I mean, his family. He dances with Mom. He dances with Grandma. He dances with Aunt Saren.
Vesryn turns into a woman and dances with him.
Dances with Vesryn. In both guises, if necessary. But it's pretty obvious that when the mood strikes, that the Sagewynd family can party pretty damn hard. And they don't, even though they feel the drink, it doesn't slow them up enough to do it, to make them quit. And it gets really late. And eventually Arlene's like, okay, I got to get some sleep. But thank you for quite the entertainment. You really got me nice tips tonight.
You're welcome. It was a lot of fun.
Check my little bag.
How much money do we make?
Pin copper.
Nat 20. Was it nat 20? Come on.
It wasn't that one.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm going to say you get 32 gold by the end of the night. All in small coins, though.
Copper.
You're like pointing at the copper, like that's a
silver.
pretty good roll.
Darn.
I mean, can I have one more drink for the road?
Sure.
In her mind, I'm gonna ask her for that strong one, because I'm terrified to go to sleep. So I'm gonna ask her for that one that I had before
Okay.
2 years ago.
Do you have any drinks that strengthen your mind against invasive thoughts?
All alcohol does that, and if you use enough of it.
Magical invasive
That's a
thoughts.
great answer.
Like magical shielding.
No.
I thought I couldn't remember if there was one that gave you like a bonus to like your saving throws or anything like that.
There's one that gives you saving throw bonuses. You're right. Yeah. Yeah, she'll end the night with that for you if you want.
That's what I want.
Yeah, gives you a
In
bonus on
case
saves.
anybody tries to enter my mind.
Okay. Night ends. Taliesin and Saren and Rhiannon and I guess Cerridwen talk incessantly about the two worlds after the partying and stuff, and walk back with you to wherever. Well, walk to wherever you go, as you realize it's getting. You're only a few hours from dawn at this point.
Oops.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those nights.
Well,
Mom, we can sleep in. It's not like we have we have to be tomorrow.
that's true.
Think like a teenager.
I'm sleeping in.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm transing in. Ripley would say.
I'm trancing it today.
I only need 4, but I probably take 5.
You should make music just for trancing.
That's an idea, actually. Like, kind of. I feel like she has
Never
like
rave.
a notebook for like ideas at this point, and just like writes it down.
Yeah.
Huh. And just
I
kind of like.
I wouldn't mind recording you playing it if you'd come up with a nice trancing music piece.
How are you gonna record it?
Just,
I have a way.
what? What?
Like a little
I
tip.
am a wizard after all. I mean, come on. You don't think I have tricks up my sleeve?
Not very good ones.
Well, that was insulting.
I mean, not in a bad way. I mean, fireball helps out a lot. I mean, it's not be,
Well, it's not even my best trick.
And you go through the week spending time with each other. Are there things you want to do before we get to the end of the week and your 5-day wait for your enchanted weapons to be?
I just want to see if there's any of those books the books that I've been looking for, if any of those books have turned up at that bookshop.
Oh. Nope, no nat 20. Not even half that time.
I want to have my dexterity sneak lesson with Taliesin.
Okay, Taliesin will spend training time teaching Mom how to be sneaky.
So, like, what does that look like? Is he like, or we're gonna go against the wall? And...
It could be. I mean, it's probably, it might even start with something as simple as playing hide and go seek. Playing when it's say dusk, when it's a little bit darker and easier to hide, and working your way to it, and learning how to adapt to things that can move around you, like branches and things, how to move to stay away from hitting them or tapping them, watching where you step simultaneously to avoid leaves, all that kind of stuff, sticks, what have you.
Cool. So I'll spend a day or two with him just doing that, and then I'll also stay with him and then explain to him like how her magic works. She's like, I mean, Desis has her connection with her god, and mine is a manifestation of my own creativity, I suppose. And so she'll play on the lute, and then she'll go in. Let's see. Well, I'll start with casting. Like, she'll start with like small ones, like minor illusion and wrist pocket, and then move up the list. So he'll see all our spells eventually.
When you do that, you cast through your music, you realize he's in awe in the way that he was in awe with Desis doing magic, and the way he was like, he must have been in a place where there wasn't very much magic when he grew up, and all of it seems so out of place for him to see all this magic happening all around, and he's just fascinated by all of it.
During those days, can I take time to maybe teach Taliesin how to fight? Like, not kind of like the blades, the training I received. I mean, I know it's not necessarily, but just showing him how to fight with like a rapier or dagger.
You don't have a rapier.
Well, I'm
We
saying
got
daggers.
sticks.
I got sticks. I wouldn't necessarily use an actual rapier with it, but just practice with them, because that way, he's getting training on how to defend himself.
Sure. I'll let you do some training with him.
Are there any like
bonding time.
Mhm.
are there any like schools or anything else like that, like in place of learning?
There's art schools here and schools for music and poetry. Remember, this island in the city is mostly an artist colony, so it is really built around the arts. There are smithies, people who do smithing and woodworking, whittling, scrimshaw.
So everyone's pretty educated here. Like, there's no one, like, everyone's pretty.
They read. A lot of people here read. They're writers. That's an art too. So there's plenty of education here, but it's not formal. It's not like there's classes and schools for it. It's more like apprenticeship kind of stuff.
I would spend my time probably just helping out, just writing, just like probably just helping more grammatically and stuff like that, but still appreciating it. So I'd probably go sneak off and kind of like help out, kind of tutor if I can, if anyone's having just struggling with writing.
You're doing your community hours.
Hey, I'm doing this, but this is more enjoying this, not like, I do this for my diploma.
Once you set down to start teaching people, you realize a lot of people here love to learn, and you'll build up a class of people in no time here for
That's
almost any
awesome.
kind of artistic endeavor.
That
And
really
reading.
really brightens yeah, so they'll definitely be super stoked about that. Like, it kind of gets them more exciting to teach more and more. So really get into it, kind of just give him all the knowledge that he has and just tries to teach the best that he can.
Okay. And it's very fulfilling, obviously, but you get a lot of those. Have you ever? I mean, I don't know. Have you ever taught? Like, those thank yous you get from people that are learning from you are pretty awesome, and you get a lot of those, like, all the time when you teach here. Not sure about everywhere, but in this place, teachers are appreciated, educators. They're still
That's
not paid
awesome.
well, but
I was gonna say, of course, but yeah, that would hit him so hard. Like, probably, like you said, like he'll probably like just kind of cry like happy tears, just really kind of feeling it. So it'll definitely hit him. Like, it won't show it in front of the students, of course, but definitely, like, when you go behind, like, oh my gosh, like that kind of.
Oh,
So
baby's growing up.
yep. Exactly.
My little scholars.
And are you doing anything with the library or anything? I think Vesryn was asking about research. Did you want to do any of that, or do you want to go straight to the end of the week? Because there's going to be no other encounters until the end of the week that are going to matter. So.
Encounters. Whoa, wait a minute.
Word
Whoa.
choice.
Whoa. Encounters.
Whoa.
It's not a word choice.
I got a lot of stuff to do that.
To trigger a party.
I will say there's one other thing I would like to do. I just thought about this. I want to pay to have like a certain type of like heart with like flower like design on it and everything like that, but split into 4 pieces. And it's going to be a gift for the Sagewynd family, so that no matter where they are, they have a piece of each other together.
Oh.
You give them all a piece of your heart.
It'll it'll symbolize their connection with each other.
Okay.
What is it
One for
made of?
Taliesin.
What's
Huh?
it made out of? What do you want it made out of?
What would Vesryn know, like the kind of metals that you would like? I mean, he's been around you forever now.
The house metal, believe it or not, is not gold; it's silver.
Yeah.
They use gold in some of their decor, but the house, like the island, has a lot of silver out by Cairo.
It probably would be silver, is what I would think, unless there's a different metal that I think she would prefer.
Oh, I don't know what she would prefer. Would she prefer metal?
Given,
or
well, I
something
think
else?
they'd actually like prefer it to be made of like a wood or something.
Yeah.
Because they have like that connection with Quiel
Yeah.
and the land.
If I could get some like mixed with silver to
Yeah.
represent like my family stuff, but like some like those wood, like that. What I can't remember what it's called, where the wood's like really really hard and like stone almost
Petrified?
Driftwood.
petrified.
Oh, petrified.
Yeah,
right.
like some
Petrified
petrified
wood.
wood.
with silver inlay.
Yeah,
Oh, that sounds sick.
It does.
yeah.
We're gonna
And
make
then
an
I
S
would-
up, best friend.
And you can
I would
find artists to do it.
And then I would present it to you. I would say it to all your mother, your sister, you. Love will travel as far as you let it. It has no limits. You guys always can come back together.
And Rhiannon hugs you and says, you know you're kind of an honorary Sagewynd. You can give up that name you have if you want.
As much as I'd like to do that, I want to try to return some honor to this name. But I do accept the honorary title of a Sagewynd. Thank you.
And there's lots of hugs.
Yeah,
Sarah.
like Dwayne holds it and she's like, this is so thoughtful. Thank you.
Don't let anybody know that a magic's going soft. It does not do well.
Oh no, I can't let that get out.
Definitely not.
Saren's like, I've already told people.
As you would, as you should.
And there's like this kind of like awkward moment where like Dwayne goes to like hug you, but then she's like, wait, I don't know if Vesryn even likes hugs. And so she kind of stops and is like, do you like
He'll
hugs?
hug you.
Do you like
Yeah.
hugs?
And he's like, he brings you in for a hug.
She hugs you a little bit longer than completely necessary, and then let's go. Thank you.
I just thought that you guys should have something to always remember each other, no matter where you are.
How big is it?
It'd be big enough to where, you guys, I would say it would make sense whatever size it is. It's not like tiny. I would have put money into this.
Like a lapel pin or something. Like,
Appropriate for a Firbolg.
oh, if I can.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll put it on
Yeah, nice.
somehow. I'll wear it as a necklace or something.
However you
Yeah.
want it to be worn.
And yeah, you Scott, tell me how much that costs, and then I'll pay that cost. So
It cost 8 gold.
8 gold. All right. Sounds
Hardest
good.
time in that.
There you go. So worth it. And I'm ready for the end of the week now.
Where's the rest of our gifts, huh?
Oh.
Just an acquaintance.
Exactly.
I would have had a dagger forged for you, but you didn't want it.
Are we gonna do research?
Yes, are
I
we?
don't know. Are you?
did have a list.
I would prefer to do research.
Yeah.
Are you going to do it in the library and wide, or are you going to do it in your own library?
Let's try the library wide first.
Yeah, there's nothing of value there that would help you much.
All right,
Dang.
tried that.
Thanks. That was quick. You go to the library.
Full of
Nah, I got
fiction and creative writing. And
I like how you led us right to there. Like, you're going to do it here or there. Yeah, you got nothing there.
You go there, find notebooks. Like, well,
I like that it would cause Hipley pain. That it's just fiction books and creative writing, and there's a little bit of history in the corner.
hey, he's been seeing more beauty in it too. Working with more people who work with a more artistic sense. He's definitely gained more of an appreciation for it. At a deeper level, just having to work with them and kind of see where their thought process is at. He's kind of just not, he might never write himself, but he definitely sees it with more of a, just an appreciation. Like, he kind of understands it a little more. Like, okay, like I get that. I mean, some stories are not necessarily true, but true in their own kind of sense, especially to like the writer or the reader. So, yeah.
Well said. As a writer.
So, after that, are you going to use your library? Or are you going
Oh,
to
yes.
the enchanter? Okay. Where are you
If you
doing
guys want,
it?
Where should we go?
Like,
in the
town.
town, this is where are we?
In the
Smash a
sky.
few buildings.
Fly up a little bit and then
Wait down here, you guys. Everyone, wait down here for a second, okay? Just wait. Probably
we
if
can
we can
right
finally
here on this giant X. Awesome.
if we can find like, I guess, like, just like a pretty big, just like empty field. Because I don't want
Yeah,
to
you
knock
can
down
find a
trees
field.
and stuff too. I felt bad that we kind of cleared them up before. So,
Yeah, you can find some grassland.
all right, everyone. I look at these. Like everyone, stand back, and Jada, like everyone, just
Yeah, 50 paces.
You hold your staff out, and it opens top and bottom, and you plant it into the ground, and then this building and land around it unrolls or unravels, and there are birds, a giant bird protecting it, cats walking around and climbing up onto the sphinxes that you now realize are sphinxes on both sides of the door, and the door is slightly ajar.
there's that
Make me a
encounter.
perception check.
All of this?
Yep.
Yeah, wow, that's like I keep rolling fours. Like, wow, this is you roll 20s. I keep rolling fours. This is awesome.
Yeah. That's
Total of 8.
6 again.
18.
It's a natural 20.
17.
Ooh.
So it's a
Nice.
29.
Oh my god.
Jeez, just everything.
Most perceptive last.
So those
I
who
mean,
rolled
she
over
traveled
20,
alone a lot. So
those who rolled over a 20 here. Oh shit, someone's coming. And you hear footsteps that head
The hell?
in.
people sneak into our secret summon library.
People thinking into what?
What?
Charging in. I'm in. I'm
I'm
inside.
gonna cast
Charge
you
it to nothing else.
invisibility.
Inside.
You charge it to
Inside.
nothing else but the rating of your library. The potential rating of it. And you get in and
Cast
it's
the invisibility.
okay. And you all run in, and there's a lot of books all over the floor in here. And when you head in, you see that there's actually an old man standing in there with a bunch of books in his hand.
Excuse me.
Those aren't yours.
What?
I reach for my rogue dart. Don't have it.
The best weapon that never gets to be used.
Yep.
Tragic.
Master Hipley, I didn't realize you would be arriving before I could finish putting the volumes back where they belong.
Do I know you? I mean, do I recognize this person?
I am the librarian. I put the books. I maintain the books.
Okay. That's
Can I insight this
that's not
library?
that's. I'm just like,
Yeah. Ripley's the
Good to know.
librarian.
this is like, let me just flabbergasted. He doesn't even know. Just like,
And his
okay,
eyes bug out, and he drops the books and starts running.
grab
But
him.
The room,
I'm
the room
grabbing
is a
him.
circle. Like, where's he gonna go?
Oh my gosh.
I just casually stick a leg out and trip him.
I'm gonna tell him. I suggest you tell the truth, and I'm gonna cast suggestion.
I'm gonna, before that, I'm gonna lean over to Jesus and say, I think I heard others. Do you mind sniffing them out?
Hmm. And I wild shape into a bear.
Be careful.
And I let
No,
out a roar.
Hey, all y'all, you should come out. It's not safe. And
Oh,
people
what do you mean?
just-
Oh, you all should come out.
And from back where the bedrooms are and stuff, there are two other people come in.
Why are you all
And-
in my house?
and they're-
why?
They're fairly young. Two are humans. One of them is a gnome. We were here to read.
Okay, that's. How did you get here? I mean, do you just walk into anyone's place and just read? Just go into anyone's house, anyone's library, just going to read? Is that?
And the old man, he goes, I have a staff that I thought this was my library.
Hmm.
You're right. That actually explains a lot.
So
How
but
are
the
you?
books were
How
a
did?
mess, so I was gonna put them all back, and then suddenly you came in. How did you get in?
Probably the same way that you did. Do you have like this? I kind of pull. Well, I can't. Wait. I mean, do you have like I describe the staff? I'm like, do you have?
I'll like
do you have
I'll
one of
use a minor illusion to like staff looks like this.
that? Do you have that?
And he
Do you have
reaches
one of those
into
too?
his jacket and he pulls out a staff that looks just like your staff. And when he holds it out, it goes top and bottom.
Wait, but how did you get in if you have yours? Because when I do it right, it has to be. I don't have it anymore when I put it out, right? Like it's the staff is it's a house. Like I don't have the staff
Yeah.
when the library is there.
It's true.
How do you have? Then how do if you?
Maybe the inside is the shared space, and the outside is a different space.
I don't know. I just love to read, and I've always when my master passed, apparently I was given the library as, I guess you'd call it a home and something I need to protect.
I look at like the other group, just.
Sounds familiar.
I see a pattern here.
Does the name? I'm gonna say the name of the of the of the Sphinx. Does that name mean anything to you?
It wouldn't have very long ago, but I know that that's one of the minor sphinxes, and I am a servant of the elder sphinx.
I said the elder. Well, because doesn't mind. I
Right.
said the name of the elder one.
Yep.
Oh, so he's like, it's like wait.
Oh,
my gosh.
I see.
Like,
Okay.
Okay, I mean,
Wait,
I'm pretty sure
yours is the. Mine said
are we
they're
getting
the elder sphinx.
Maybe there's more than one.
Saphira, Azalon. I didn't get the rest of the name. That was the elder one we were told.
We need to speak to. We need to talk to these Sphinx. I mean, I think they have a little explaining to do, and I'm sorry for your loss because I imagine you probably, as your former person you were under, did they? I imagine they passed.
Yes, and when apparently they were a patron of the sphinx that I now am serving, to protect knowledge. And I mean, these are all like books, and they're words worth living for, are there not? These are all worth living for, I think.
Is that what they told you?
You mean Asbir Paradan?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that?
Of course, there are words worth living for. So I'm trying to live and spread the knowledge that I can. Not the books, of course. The books are too precious.
So wait, I don't care. We were told
Dying.
words worth dying
Dying.
for.
That's why I asked. Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of a
I
sick
know.
I said that was out. I
is
said that was out. That was out.
Yeah.
That was out of character.
Oh, okay.
I was making sure I remembered correctly.
Mhm.
I
Oh,
feel like these sphinxes like too many riddles.
Yes.
can we get your name, sir?
Okay.
I don't know your name. I don't know anything about you. I'm not sure that I should be giving you my name, and neither of you
Oh.
should either.
Well, do I know if my suggestion worked? Do I know if it hit or not? I mean,
Oh,
I guess
actually, your suggestion did work. That's why he was telling you stuff. So you're right.
I mean, I'm Cerridwen.
Cared.
Not only that, you know Hipley's name. That's not really fair
No.
for you to know our
Oh,
name.
did he
but
know
his
it?
name.
Oh yeah, he did.
He did. He called you Hipley. It's not really fair for you to know Hipley, but then expect us not to ask you for yours.
Not even go by that name anymore. So jokes on you.
It's Tipley now.
Oh my god. No, just sell drop house on Vesryn next.
Well, I am Ondar. These are Mastoy and Bellison.
His name is Anar.
Is Ondar.
Ondar.
Where in Ravis are you from, anyway?
Wait, do they all have different sphinxes? I'm gonna ask them. Like, do you guys have a different, like a?
Oh no, we're
Different
friends of
people.
Ondar's. It's not our library.
What were the friends' names? It was
Mastoy.
I'm bear
and
shaking
Bellison.
Jada.
I know. Jada was like, huh? What?
Mastoy and
And Bellison.
You think we're in Ravis?
Wait.
Of
Oh, they said that,
course.
didn't they? Oh man.
Yes, we're in
With
Ravis.
us.
I forgot you're a bear.
Yeah. That's
why
that's
you're
what.
doing it like a
That's
bear.
that's where we're. Yeah, we know. We're,
Is your
where we're
bear?
from.
Is the bear going to like harm us in some way?
I mean,
I'm not
should the bear
prepared
harm you?
to die
I mean, should
over.
no.
does the bear need to harm you?
Oh no. We're here for the knowledge, not a fight.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, this is crazy. So from Urbeus and yours is okay. I mean,
So where are you from then? Where are you from?
look at the grouping if they want. I mean, I look at like.
Nodding.
I was kind of shrug.
Yeah.
You know, I guess I'll explain like where we're from. I mean and where I'll probably go to like the group allows us to probably explain like what happened, how we went there one time, and then wow. This is,
Do you want to help us put the books away then? Because they're really all over the place. And when we first got in here, there wasn't a book on the shelf. It's like this thing, like a bomb went off in here or something.
people thinks back to dropping. Well, you know, I mean, someone could have. Are you implying that someone maybe was in here before you guys? I mean, if you can come here, I assume.
I don't. Well, I've never seen anybody in here until now, other than me and my friends. Why are you in here? You're not here to steal the books, are you?
That looks. Wow.
I mean, you don't look like it.
I don't want to dignify that with a response. So, anyways,
I guess I'll drop my wild shape.
anyways,
I don't mind helping you put them away, and I'm gonna.
Yeah, we're researching anyway, so we might be able to.
Let's get
what
the
were you looking
gloves.
for though? What were you guys searching for?
Well, we had a lot of things we had to research. We had to research the Crystar. Some of our friends are heading up there to examine the Crystar. Apparently, there's a dryad that lives among the woods there that may
I look
be
at
able
Gwen.
to help them.
Oh, we've met Crystar.
You've been to the Crystar? So you're from
yeah.
the north. You're from the north in Ravis.
No.
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 So you traveled quite a way to get to the Crystar then, because there's not a whole lot up there.
You could say that.
Yeah. we
Oh,
traveled
definitely a
pretty
ways.
far, yeah. But yeah, we went to Crystar. There's a dryad there, but it could also be a hag, so be prepared.
What? Hold on. I don't know what a hag is. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Um,
What is a
there-
hag?
I just do minor illusion of the hag face that I saw. Well, they kind of look like this, and then sometimes they look like this, and I show them Char, and they're magic users that have some They're like really evil fae. So
Sometimes fiend.
sometimes fiend, they kind of go forward, back and forth, and
Very cunning creatures.
they're bad news.
That? I don't think I want to go meet the dryad. No, the others are like,
So
no,
good.
no, us either. Yeah,
Yeah, you might want to
yeah.
watch out for them.
we don't need to go look at the dryad right now. What are you researching?
Rakshasas.
The tiger demon things?
Yep.
Yeah. So you've heard
Turns
about
out one of them wants to kill our friend, so we don't want that to happen.
Have you come into contact with them before, or have you?
No, but I've read in a book. I don't remember which book it was, but
Oh, well, I know it's here now.
You can't remember which book. You call yourself a librarian.
That's
Okay.
literally
Well.
my thought.
There's so
Okay.
much shade. It's like,
Just our Sphinx picked better.
I plan on looking up about the Shadowfell.
That's on our list.
oh, we have a pretty big list of things to look up.
you're looking up a lot of very dark things. What kind of a life do you live that all you look up are the darkest of dark?
I'm
Well,
They
keep
About
happening to
How
us.
about the festivals or cuisine? There are better
Why-
things in life than just.
Why would you research festivals and cuisine when you can go and enjoy a festival and cuisine? You research the things that you need to know about, and
Oh,
we
no,
are
I'm
facing
not going to a
darkness.
festival. I mean, I'd have to talk to people and spend time with them.
Your introversion showing.
I mean, it can be kind of. I mean,
It's very
yeah, it
awkward
can be
at
a
a
lot for
festival.
people. Like, yeah.
I mean,
Oh, I mean, we also want to research owl bears and Zakoran history. We have fun
do you know
things.
Zakor? I don't know where Zakor is. I've never heard of it. Is that a town to the south?
yeah. I mean, you can say that. I
Yep.
mean, it's definitely south.
And where we're from.
Which is not Ravis.
But what
I'm
do you
also
mean it's not
researching.
Ravis? Ravis is the world.
Ha 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 ha.
It is a world. It is a world.
It is
um,
a
It used to be part of our world, and then it was separated from our world.
I don't know
Should
anything
we
about that. That sounds like
Can you
should probably
walk
show
with
him a
me?
map?
Can you walk with me? I want to walk him to the doorway.
okay.
I want to walk with him to the doorway. Can you just come with me for a second?
Okay.
I'm gonna open the door outside and just What do you see? I'm not gonna throw.
Goodbye, woman.
Get out of here.
I'm
You're
not
no
throwing him out.
librarian.
I see a field. Good. Get out.
Start walking.
This isn't where I brought the library out. Did you steal
Yes.
the library and put it somewhere else? Somehow.
Okay. Didn't steal. Got the same way that you did. But just here, just somewhere else. Like we said, this isn't. There are more roles and just there's probably more than just Revaeus than what this one is. There's probably even more than that. But you aren't on Revaeus anymore. I do. Yeah.
Welcome to the multiverse.
How many? Well, then, how many worlds do you think there are?
Probably infinite. I mean, I've been thinking about it, so probably more than we can ever dream of visiting or counting.
That's the book I need to find. How many worlds are there? After I put all the books back.
Yes, let's
Finish
go
putting
to
them back. And there's a lot
And a
put
book-
back, but there's a lot still out.
find a book that's titled "How Many Worlds Are There?"
How many worlds
Oh,
are there?
here's the book right here.
Volume 2000. As we're
It's got
putting away
one, it's
books,
got one sentence, more than you can count. That's all that's in the book.
as we're putting away books, I do want to ask if he's like actually met his the Sphinx, and actually like has if he has more of a communication.
No, he has not met his Sphinx, but his Sphinx did appear to him in a vision once.
But when he had the vision, what did they say?
They said that they're words worth living for, and that we should work to spread knowledge to the rest of Ravis by memorizing as much as we can and spreading, what is here. But we cannot take the books out.
Did you by chance get a riddle of sorts? Because we were given a riddle.
No.
What was the riddle you were given?
I've heard that Asbeer loves riddles, but we've not been offered a riddle yet. Perhaps one day we'll be blessed with a riddle to solve. What is your riddle?
Oh.
No other organs.
I guess it doesn't hurt letting you guys know. What was it? But I wrote it down. I don't have it now. Oh, what has a heart but no other organs? I believe is that did I write it down right? I think that was
That's it. Yeah.
And they're looking at each other. I don't know. A dog? No, dogs have other organs.
What?
I don't know. We don't know. They're
Of course,
obviously
you're not ready
used
yet,
to
so
riddles yet.
well,
And while they're talking, they're starting to put books away, and they're actually make me an intelligence check, Hipley.
all right. Well, hopefully it'll be above a 4, but I guess we'll see. Oh. Okay, so it's gonna be just an intelligence check.
Yep.
It's gonna be a 12.
They're putting the books back on the shelves, and it's possible they're putting them right where you would have put them, which is interesting too.
In the same.
As in the same exact spot you would have put them, because that's where they were when you managed the library.
Yeah. Before you were able to come here, was this library just stationary? Like, did whoever you worked for, was it just there all the time? Was it just like a normal location before?
It was my master's home. She was an avid collector of books and a writer and an author.
What was her name?
And here, I'll pull one of her books down because she has a couple of books in the library. And I mean, you had a book your master had a book in the library too, the one for the translations. It's not that unusual. And he goes and pulls a book down, and it is titled "And His Face Goes Pale," and it looks like freaking fiction.
And that's a book by their.
Oh, and it's Wanda Aramis. And you remember the book being in here at some point, one of those books that you glossed over. And they start, he yells to the others, let's find a book on the worlds. I want to find out what's going on with this. I'd like to get out. I'd like to know where we are. Where are we, by the way?
Well,
You're just outside of Wythe.
We should find out about the world of Wythe. And
Well,
they start-
Wythe's just a town.
Aspect. It's.
Yeah. What's the word?
I pull out the map.
I was about to say we have a
Pull out the
map.
map. We have a map, and I will show where Ravis was supposed to be originally before it disappeared. And then I will say this is where we're at currently.
This doesn't make any sense. Why is Ravis, if it's a world, wouldn't it be as big as this other stuff around it? This is ridiculous.
Well,
I mean, there could be
gods
different sized
did it.
worlds.
I mean,
thing, as we have researched.
What's up with the gods?
we're in a
That's what
library
I
that
said,
went
Allison
from a
says.
staff, so I mean, it's not. I mean, it's not unbelievable.
What's up with that? I don't know, but seems to be a reoccurring theme for today for us.
Well, one made Reveus as like a place where she could share dreams with her lover as a gift, and then another god was like, "Hey, I think that's neat, and I want it for myself, so I'm going to corrupt it and steal it away." And then everyone else is like, "Also, we think this place is neat, so we want to get there."
Something nicely.
The first part sounded like a really beautiful idea.
I mean, yes, it is. It's lovely.
It was a
It's-
beautiful love story.
Yes, I was.
Why is there always somebody ruining good things?
Because the gods like having, like, like causing lots of fun.
There's some that.
It's just the way life is. There are those who, encourage others to achieve their goals, and then there's those who wish to tear it down. Jealousy, greed, boredom.
Yes,
whatever
but
the
I'd rather
reason.
it be us than other higher beings, if you will.
Okay.
I mean, it's one thing when it's just us, when you get things like that involved and all the fun that is done with most of our lives, I feel like. I mean, I don't know.
If you think about it, we are modeled after the gods in a lot of ways, which means a lot of our bad traits come from them as well. So it's very likely that, yes, they may be omnipotent, but they have personalities. That's why you have good gods and bad gods, greedy gods.
I just wish all of them would kind of just,
yes.
leave us be, but
Well, we're the toys, unfortunately.
I'm not sure we have real gods. They're very silent if we do.
Well,
Yeah,
they're
that's
all
right.
quiet now because now they've basically fought each other and absorbed each other. Like, for example, Cadius was the one who made Vegas, and then Karos was the one who said, "I want that," and then Zin is the one that absorbed Karos, and now they're all left but as vestiges, and we are but the whims of their current war.
no, we are not.
They use us to fight their battles. Not sure why, but
That sounds
Again,
so
toys and
horrible.
tools.
that's I understand it.
Well, I mean, I think the bad gods are horrible. The only reason why the good gods are doing it is to ensure those bad ones don't corrupt what's left of the world.
And one of them says, "Here's a book on. It seems like it's on worlds or something."
Ooh.
He walks over,
All
and
right.
it says the plains.
All right, book club, let's go.
Oh, do you guys want to join the book club?
Hey,
That's-
what do you mean? No.
we can share knowledge.
Alex, you are out of the book club. Like, yeah.
Perhaps we
Yeah,
can
doors
talk with
there.
them.
There was some rules on not
the
talking
door.
about book club.
I don't think there was any rules on this. Besides, we
There
can
most
share
certainly
knowledge.
were rules on not talking about book club. And the book that he puts down is called The Plains, and there is in it explanations of all these different planes of existence, hells and heavens, and
When
you know,
you're done with that, can
all
I see
kinds
that?
of weird symbols in it and stuff like that. I don't see Ravis or what'd you call this place? Wythe in here.
Can I see that?
Sure.
I look for the Shadowfell. in there.
Shadowfell is there, and
Cool.
its connection is explained. It is actually a transcendent plane that crosses into something called the prime material, and it also touches. It touches a lot of different planes, and it's supposedly very corrupting when you're there.
Oh, yeah. And is there anything in there about how to cross over to it?
It doesn't
Is there-
tell you how to get to any of these. It just explains them to
Now,
the best
Hip,
of
is
the
this
author's knowledge.
is this library normally organized by, like, types of research, or is it titles? I'm just wondering if I could go where this book was at, if I might find other books related to the planes, or if those are going to be scattered about.
And Ondar goes, you can just ask me. I'm the librarian. I know where it is.
So is Hipley.
Well, then Hipley would know where it goes too. Where
Yes. Watch Hipley. Show him where this book goes. I'm sure you know, just to prove to him that you are just as much
No pressure.
owner
I
of
don't
this
have
place. as
anything to prove. He can show you.
Hipley, stop being so stubborn.
Well, go ahead, Endor. You can, if you know where it goes, you can go ahead. Let's go. Let's see.
and he walks over and he puts it exactly where you would have put it, like where you know it went.
You put it in the right spot. That's correct. Is there any other books next to it that might be able to help Vesryn out looking for what he's looking for? Do I know of any that would?
Maybe. I mean, there's not a lot of books on things like dimensions and planes and worlds. It's very, very little is written about that is in this library. Usually when things like that are written, they're written by old mages that keep it to themselves.
Anything about sound holes?
No.
You said there were like symbols. Do I recognize the symbols as?
You do recognize some of the symbols.
Okay.
You recognize one for the prime material. You recognize the Feywild symbol. And you see them as parts of magic. Like these are symbols that represent magics.
Well, how about we get this place cleaned up? You do your research, we'll do our research. No harm, no foul.
I agree. No bears.
No bears.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
I mean, I'm pretty cuddly as a bear.
Jeez.
If you say so.
Have you ever been?
You are more like terrifying to me.
Have you ever had a bear
No,
hug
the
you?
door is right there. So
Yeah.
if my friend here is terrified you don't have to stay. So
Hipley's not great with people. I do apologize.
And
you can go
He's
too.
like rude as
Go
shit.
they help put all the books
He
back.
clearly has a staff just like you, and you're like, fuck you, dude.
Arshy, my mellow man.
Right. I love it though.
Um,
I mean, that's
I
how
love how
are you
Hipley
here?
is.
How are you here? I mean, you have to use the staff to get here. So how did you get into the library without? How do you still have your staff on you?
Well, when I use it, I take my
Depends.
staff, I hold it out, and I turn it, and then it is made, and then I walk in with the staff. How do you do it?
He's thinking like, I've been doing this wrong the whole time. Well, I kind of have to plant it into the ground and then kind of expands from there.
I mean, maybe your Sphinx thinks differently than mine.
Yeah, it appears so. I mean, definitely left a different message. Mine always says words we're dying for, not looking for. I like yours message a little bit better. It's a little more, positive, I guess you can say. But
You would think so, but there's so little reading anymore in Ravis that it seems like everyone's given up on learning and knowledge anymore.
It's dreadful.
It is.
Are you kidding me? Like they've given up on.
They're very
You know, life is learning in some way.
They're just disinterested in the knowledge of the past for the most part.
So
we're to bring it back to them.
So while we are tasked with protecting knowledge with our lives, you've been tasked with trying to re-inspire your people to read, to learn, to create.
Yes. What's wrong with your world that it's so I mean, I know knowledge can be dangerous, but is it so dangerous that you have to protect it that much?
Oh, some things, yes.
There's some dangerous people in our realm.
Yeah.
It's almost like
Hags are just the tip of it.
Say again.
What was that?
It's like we have different missions because of the problems we're facing.
Yeah. But in the end, it's all about trying to keep the peace and probably keep balance.
Maybe.
Two sides to the same coin.
Perhaps. We're going to continue what we're doing here, and then we'll get out of your hair. I have to think about this a little bit. And they continue putting books away till all the books finish getting put away.
Vesryn's already wondering if I could send them a sending message from now on. Because it does transcend planes, as long as they're alive.
And
but I wonder if it transcends multiverse.
Thank you for not killing us, Bear.
Okay, they have
You're
a
not
name.
me now. I'm Desus.
Jesus. We're going to go now. I hope we go where we're supposed to go.
Maybe if you're the one that opens the door.
Maybe. That's a good idea. And he goes over and he opens the door, and it looks different outside than it did when you showed him the world.
This was wow.
I wonder if we were both here at the same time again, would you be able to enter our world and vice versa if we needed to?
I don't know.
I mean, that could be a great
I'm a little
way.
afraid of your world. It sounds like it's really dangerous.
Listen, there's dangers in every world. Are you going to tell me there's not people that are dangerous in your world?
There are, of course.
Yes, well, there's dangerous people in our world, but there's knowledge. We're in Wythe right now. It is a city of the arts. The creation everywhere. People love to learn. You would be in heaven in Wythe, I think. There's lots of beauty in our world, just as there is danger. You can't have one without the other, honestly.
Position on all things.
Interesting.
You know, to appreciate the great, you have to deal with the bad. Otherwise, the great just doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'd like a little great to appreciate. That'd be good.
Well,
Well-
either way, honestly, it was nice meeting you. I mean, it's nice meeting someone who does care about books, and I do hope someday I can help you spread knowledge and reading here as well, because that'd be that's something worthwhile, at least something that I believe in as well. I kind of stick on a hand too. It's like for a handshake. I don't know what they do where they're
He
from,
puts it
so.
out. He shakes your hand. It was really a pleasure meeting you, Hipley. I think that underneath your veneer of harshness, there's actually quite a lot of heart. Maybe one day
There
let a little
is.
bit of it out. Maybe not. He shakes your hand. Let's go. And they head out.
Next time, can you come here anytime you want, or is there like a time frame you guys have to come in by, or can you access anytime?
I have to wait 2 weeks.
Okay.
See, Hipley, you're the chosen one.
I only have to wait 7 days.
7 days.
So you get to keep your staff, but I only get to come here every week.
We'll meet again then in 2 weeks. Then if you don't mind us reconvening.
Perhaps. We'll try. and they head out, smile at everybody and wave, and they close the door.
I'd say keep sharing the knowledge.
We will. You keep protecting it.
Think
The
about
door
it.
Closes.
And as soon as the door closes, Vesryn puts his hand on Hipley's shoulder. I'm so proud of you.
You're still out of the book club. You can be proud all you want. You're still out of the book club, so.
And kicked me out of the book club. I'm a founding member just like yourself.
Yeah, well, I'll leave it to the group to decide then, but I know where my vote is, so.
I just believe if we're truly a book club, we should be willing to share and learn as much knowledge from others that are in a similar situation.
I just can't believe we were just at Rebase again. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, we learned a couple of things. We learned that the Sphinx is crossed between these two worlds, at least.
Yeah, they're connected somehow.
Connected.
But here-
We can also potentially get between both worlds via the library.
But here's the thing. Is Reveus another world, or is it a separate plane? Has it been taken and put on its own plane?
And that's what I'm wondering, because
It-
from what we researched, it got ripped out essentially.
Yeah, I'm judging.
But is it out?
I'm going. I have a way to test this. My sending spell allows me to speak to people on other planes. If it's another plane, I should be able to get a response, unless there's something blocking it. But perhaps we'll find out if it's a plane versus a whole different world. And I will just send a message. It was a pleasure to meet you. I hope you stay safe in your travels. Simple, just to see if it'll.
And you don't get a message back.
I didn't get a message back. So either something's blocking it, which is possible with the way Reveus was separated, or it is a completely separate world.
Or he doesn't want to talk to you.
I was gonna say if they, I mean that's.
And I don't think that would be a reason. He was quite polite, and I shared quite a bit of information with him.
Vesryn is very pleasant.
Thank you.
I'm just like teasing him.
I mean,
Fair enough.
either
Well,
way, just
That's true, Taliesin says. And he looks
you've been
between
here
the
the
two
whole
of you for a
time?
moment.
yes, he has.
Yeah, he has.
Oh.
He was like freaked out. He's weirded out. He's just like, what the hell?
Oh my gosh, Townsend, we didn't say if you wanted to see anybody. I mean, I know
No.
that's.
He doesn't
Are
have
you
good
sure?
memories of the things that happened there.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Fair
Did
enough.
you know who that individual was? Have you seen him when you're?
No.
No. I was just curious.
Ravis is really
Right.
big, you know. It's a lot of people.
oh yeah.
And I knew about 8.
Well, I'm going to spend my time looking through these books to see if there's anything else I might have missed on the Shadowfell.
Okay.
So before our time is up.
I want to see what my mom's all about.
There you go. What is?
What are
Jada-
Nereids and where to find them?
What's Jada looking up? Oh, you. What about your
Emotional support.
what about your
Children's
creator?
books.
Look up your creator.
Why would I need to look?
See what they've been doing over the last whatever how many hundreds of years. If they popped up anywhere.
Sure.
You wanted
Inventions
to
of note.
look up Zakoran history to try to figure out if there was any trace of the prince elsewhere, I think.
Ah, yes. Thank you for reminding me. I do want to do that.
I will research the Rakshasa.
Okay. So
And then we also wanted to research portals, the eye, owl, and owl bears. As well as Yes.
Why owl bears?
I was gonna say. I was gonna say.
I
Like,
think
what is
you were thinking about trying to adopt another one.
yeah, I
That's
put it there
optimistic
as
of
a
me.
jest more than anything. But
Okay.
We should research the eye a little bit.
Yeah. If I can't find on the shadow and Hipley is looking something else, if I can look in the eye.
there's
I don't know
stuff,
what
there's
Hipley-
some stuff on the Shadowfell.
Okay.
It takes a lot of work to piece together a lot of information, much information on any of the planes, but you do find some. It's a place that always seems like it's evening or night. It has foreboding creatures, but the worst part is it affects the mind the longer you're there. It is corrupting and weakening and draining of will, self-interest. You know, there are fell things that rule pocket dimensions even there, and none are considered safe or good in any way. The Nereid are a peoples that live under the ocean, in the sea. Some of them also live in large lakes. They generally have a bluish tint to their skin. It may sometimes go to a green or to like an orange or ochre. They look more or less like humanoids with ears that are a little more pointed and have sort of flanged ears, like they have like fin kind of ears a little bit. They also, when they open their hands, there's webbing between the hands and feet. They're amazing swimmers. They can breathe underwater and they can last above water for some time. I don't think they would know exactly how long to put in a book. They're generally pretty secretive and they stay away from land dwellers for the most part. But there have been times they've communicated with land dwellers and in some very rare cases even had relationships with them. Which makes sense for you.
You were one of a million.
Or a billion.
Yeah, a rare breed.
They are considered rulers of the sea in many places where they are in numbers. Zachorian history and the prince. So when Zachor fell, the prince was stolen away to Tyceria, which was the country that had taken it, and he was given an opportunity to live. Sorry, that was weird. That's weird. To live out his life as a disallowed to move about, but to live a life. He even was offered a partner, and he married and had children, but he was never allowed to return. But he lived throughout his life after that as a pauper, but in a keep, and kept for his whole life. His children, though, were allowed to visit the town that they were in. At some point, though, his children disappeared, and no one knows where they went. The Eye is considered one of the great nexus points of the ley lines, and is it has been watched over and protected from the outsiders by someone named Naos, which you have already learned that.
Mm. Yeah, we
and
did, I think.
Ships and vessels avoid it as you go around it as far as they can, because ships often sink, disappear, what have you, if they get too close. Apparently from the Eye you can see all over different places all over the world, but that's a rumor. Owl bears were created by a wizard who didn't realize that that this would become a thing that couldn't fly and would be too big to safely control, and they got out and went wild, and now they live in various places in the world and are adorable when young and terrifying when old.
Oh my god, if they could fly still, that'd be, oh my god.
Nightmare
That'd be a nightmare.
Maybe they can't overvey us.
That'd be even more terrifying if they could fly. Could
What
you
if-
imagine?
What if they have bear owls?
Oh my god.
We should
We have
look
to
into
ask
maybe
them.
creating one of those.
I mean,
Why
like
would we do
owl
that?
body.
There goes a
and
wizard,
bear
of
face.
course. There goes
Yeah.
a wizard.
That was a joke, Hipley. That was a joke.
I start doodling a bear owl.
Yes. A reverse owl bear. A bear owl. I mean, if you think about it, if you make one, doesn't the other pawns have to go somewhere else? Right? I mean,
Then you
I
make
don't
two.
know. Yeah, you make an owl bear, then you make a bear
A
owl.
bear owl, right?
Just parts,
Yeah,
just
they're
animal parts, just like just
Horrifying.
matching parts around, just like okay,
Right.
you can rebuild it.
What
So
do we learn?
I'm gonna help them all find their books, and I'm gonna look up some more basic books on like the study of knowledge itself and like education. If I know of any books like that to kind of for myself.
Yeah, there's several books on teaching and education. Probably a fair number. So you
Did we
can
find out
plenty
anything
on
about
that.
Rakshasas?
Yeah, I was just about to
yeah.
ask.
Yeah, I didn't write Rakshasa. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, you trying to get out of that one.
There's no way to kill them. They're invincible.
They're invincible.
Let me see. What can I tell you about them?
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Preferably, there's any way to destroy them.
They are
I mean,
actually super friendly if you give them some catnip.
Oh gosh.
Buddy in your hands.
It'd be funny if that was a
I wonder
thing.
if it kind of did work on them though. That'd be.
Oh, I mean, I could try to craft some and then
When we meet him next, just deliver it to him. Like here.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on, I gotta get
Thesis. We have to try the thesis. I'm definitely down to try that.
I'll make
So-
cloaks of catnip. We might have a bunch of cats following us, but I'll make us cloaks of catnip.
So
Make research.
they are a fiend of some kind from a plane that you've never heard of called, or maybe you have. Actually, now you have, called Acheron.
Was that in the Plains book, by the way?
Yes, it is considered one of the hells. They
So
are.
they're from hell.
Yep. They are. They're deceivers. They can take on the form of anybody they wish or somebody that never existed. They are. It is impossible to read their mind, although they can read other people's minds. Many spells cannot harm them, and as you look at it, you kind of are thinking about your spells, and you realize maybe one spell has an effect. Banishment would affect them. What is your 4th level spell, Tiffany?
Dimension door.
Dimension Door might. Do you have a 4th? What do you have 4th level spells? You have 3rd
No.
right now. So,
Well,
as your-
polymorph.
what level's
I was gonna-
polymorph?
4th
Is that
level.
4th? 4th. Yeah, that could affect them.
And I was gonna say, I mean, I know you want to get magical weapons. Would they even affect?
They
I mean-
are incapable of being harmed by weapons that are not enchanted, as far as weapons are concerned. They are master spellcasters themselves, and they are powerful weapon users also, warriors. They often, when they get out of Acheron, they do everything in their power to avoid being banished back, because they take great pleasure in the delights of the material plane, which is the plane that all of you live on now. They love the food, the vices, drink. They find all of it just exciting. They also are capable of summoning other fiends to their aid when needed. In particular, one's called Erenyus.
I'll look those up too.
You know what those are. Talvames was an Erenyus.
Oh, they can. So wait. If Talvames was that, and somebody summoned Talvames, perhaps Talvames was just somebody that was brought here by somebody like this. A pawn for something bigger.
And one thing that stands out to Cerridwen is they love music, the arts. They love it. Now,
Scott, in what we're reading, would like dispel and counterspell work to stop their magics? Not because obviously if my spells don't work on them,
you don't know.
Yeah,
it's not that.
I'll have to find out.
Well, one good thing is that now that we know more about the planes, you can banish them to their main plane of existence.
Technically, it should have just taken them there to the plane, and
that's what
when the spell was up.
Done, right?
Yeah, when the spell was up, if they were still there and I didn't release them, then they should have stayed there.
Yeah.
But they had a get out of jail free card, it seems.
That, or maybe they were born of here.
Well, it's still the plane. It's the way spell. It's where the kind is from.
Yeah,
maybe not necessarily.
Fiends are all birthed in some. They're not birthed on planes outside of where their demon lords or devil lords.
Not possibly as a spell to come back. I mean, it was sort of banished. There's probably a spell to.
Perhaps he dispelled it. Perhaps he.
Maybe he has some sort of thing that anchors him here.
Yeah, there could be a million reasons why he was able to return. Is there anything on banishment and how somebody might be able to break a banishment spell in here?
There is something called a dimensional anchor that can prevent you from being forced to a plane of your choosing. And it's not a spell, it's usually an enchanted item of some kind.
So, as you stated, Dwayne, perhaps there's an anchor here keeping them.
Oh.
So for banishment to work, we might have to find that item and destroy it.
Right? I mean, that sounds plausible.
We wanted to really fight them, then destroy that, then banish. I mean,
I could pickpocket them.
I don't. I mean,
but we'd have to know what we're looking for. I mean, it could be a coin. It could
And
be
from
a
what we're
necklace.
reading, you'd be very, very dangerous.
And Tals, didn't you get caught by something a little less strong than a Prakasha not too long ago? I mean, not saying that you aren't capable, but I mean,
we all make mistakes. I think the boy is very capable with his hand. We've all seen him.
Well, no, I just mean not of Prakasha. No, he's definitely capable, just not of some of that level is all I was trying to say. That's because that's.
I agree that he shouldn't do it. I just don't want him to not be confident in himself.
Yeah, I really messed up on the last one. I don't even know what I did wrong, but boy, that old man, he had some strong hands. I couldn't believe the little dude was able to hang on when I ran.
Vesryn's just trying to picture as this person just hanging on to him as he's trying to run away.
And it was a gnome.
Even funnier.
Still hold on.
I mean, sometimes old
That
people
can be
can
pretty
surprise
feisty.
you. I kind of pat Buzz on the back.
Definitely. And
I mean, I am like 65, so I am a lot older than you.
and it was
You know,
a,
elves.
The last thing I want to look up is just before, what place are we planning on going to? Well,
Titus.
so I want to look up Titus, but I want to look up inspired by his new acquaintance. What are like the good sites to kind of see, like just kind of the cooler things about it, just like the nicer things, if anything.
Titus is mostly a northern tundra, although there are some mountains there also, and it is.
Is there
led
anything of
by
note?
One of the kings of the east. Oh wait, actually, it is not led by one of the kings of the east. Sorry,
Oh, thank God.
Oh.
not. It's a wild land.
Wildlands.
Is there anything of note to see? Like, is there anything like like a like some like they'd be like put like a trouble like, oh you gotta see this, like something just like kind of cool or special to the area?
It is the coastlines are particularly dangerous because there are raiders that raid the towns along it. Inland, there's almost nothing. It's tundra and waste as far as most people are concerned. Too hard of soil to till easily and grow crops. Cold enough to kill plants a lot of the time. You know, lesser things like some hardy trees, lichen, some patches of like tundra grasses, things like that. So it's cold. It's not like the blue wastes, but it's cold. Spring and summer, it's said that it's beautiful when the rivers start to run and the snow melts.
Hopefully we're near spring. I forget what time it is now, but hopefully we're near that that point whenever we get to it. But I'll definitely make note of that.
Yeah, what is the season?
Isn't it fall?
I think it's fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's been 2 years, so
Well,
Well,
unless when we came back.
You came
true.
back with fall.
Same time.
Just about 2 years later, so very similar in time still.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Kind of like.
You loaded up on lore.
Yeah.
Lord drop, Lord drop.
I didn't even plan a lore drop and it's turned into one.
That's what happens when you got the book club.
That's
Club.
That's yeah.
-1.
The book club in Vesryn.
It's now a band name. Come on.
As in the book club.
Time to work on your singing skills, Vez.
Your loot skills aren't cutting it.
Oh.
Oh, terrible.
I'm sorry.
and the time starts to draw to a close before the library has to close.
Alright, so
You had
time to wrap up.
yep. You can
Put the
sense
books
it.
away.
And you head out. And you close the library up and you're near Wythe and you know it's the day for your enchanted stuff. And this is where we'll break. It's getting pretty late. We'll get to that.
There's-
Yeah.
Can I do one thing as we're leaving?
depends.
What are you doing?
And I want to send a message to my mother. I don't know if she'll get it.
Okay, what do you want to send?
Mother, it's Vesryn. Don't know if you can hear me. But I know you're on the Shadowfell. I'll find you. Don't lose hope.
You don't get a response.
And Vesryn just walks back or walks to the house the rest of the way, very quietly.
Yeah. All right. And this is where we'll break. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the raid, Waffles Maple Syrup, and all the people that joined from there. It's great to have you in there and see you in there. Next time, chat a little bit. We have friendly folks too. Have a time. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Next week, I'm off. I have to do my daughter's quinceañera and practice twerking and get ready for that. So
Have fun twerking.
How
I
dare
will.
you take
I
a
have
day
no
off?
problem.
No.
I'm totally okay embarrassing my daughters.
Well, that's what a
If
good
they
dad
ask
does
for
is
it,
they
Yeah.
embarrass
Highlight of
children.
parenthood.
Oh
Huh?
man.
It's the highlight of parenthood.
It is.
Yeah.
If you can't embarrass them, what's the point?
I mean, yeah.
She asked for us to dance Twerkulator. That's what she gets. That's what you get when you ask for it. You get what you ask for. It may not be exactly what you thought you were going to get.
We're gonna have to roll high on that performance check though.
Nah, don't even roll. Just go with the low.
Go
Go with the low. Intentionally go with low.
Potentially go low. Yeah.
All right.
If there's a video that gets made, which I'm sure there will, I'll try and share it somehow.
Oh,
And maybe not visit social for that day. All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Good night.
no, Preston, I mean Morgan. No, you can't. You already stop.